lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and
fast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi keshito.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
Wonderful listeners of Ghana Talks Radio. You are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. You are also tuning into your favorite online radio station. Right here is the news headline review. We bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news. From business to politics, from sports to entertainment, we got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives on issues that matter to you every morning right here on the show. And I am your host, Ruth Esinam Fiagbedu. Right here in the studio with me is Miss Deborah Adoso and Miss Regina Bless, who will be doing more of the talking. Good morning to you, ladies.
Good morning.
Otedeng.
Namena domi huyi. Nawaswe.
Idanya miase. Misum huyi. F1. Malta F4. Elise C. F4.
Coconut yet.
Huh? For 4 days, F1.
No, she said cocoa.
Cocoa. Some breakfast.
Yes.
And not yet.
Not yet.
But soon.
Soon.
Yes. Not yet, but soon.
Yeah.
She doesn't joke. Yeah, she doesn't joke with her breakfast.
When I got there, I was there be sports.
My pot and back.
Not yet, but soon.
Business, what's in my pot?
Oh, you're a regular customer.
I know, right?
Now Christmas no chill will be there because from Kring.
Oh, that's what she has been doing it. Sometimes you buy porridge and then the cost you buy like 5 cities, all the 2 at so.
Oh, nice. These are some of the people we need in our country.
You say they be able to do.
You know,
I think yesterday we also had our treats.
Yes. But I was small. She said today, if only today we eat it.
All right. Anyways, we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. You can join in the conversation. Let's get interactive. Right. Let's dive into our major news items for this morning. So for our first story, Education Ministry to fix sanitation gaps in school projects. The Deputy Minister of Education, Dr. Clement Apat, says the government will address concerns about school buildings being constructed without toilet facilities. He made this assurance while appearing before Parliament's Public Accounts Committee on Monday, January 12th, after concerns were raised about some school projects funded by Get Fund and the Metropolitan, Municipal and District Assemblies. Dr. Clement described the situation as a serious lapse, saying it exposes weakness in planning, supervision, and compliance with basic infrastructure standards. He stressed that sanitation is critical to the health, safety, and dignity of both pupils and teachers. According to him, the Ministry of Education has taken note of the concerns and will put measures in place to ensure that all future school projects include proper sanitation facilities. He added that stakeholders must treat the issue with urgency to prevent similar problems going forward. So this is coming from the Deputy Minister of Education, Dr. Clement Apak. He says that the government will address concerns about school buildings being constructed without toilet facilities. Amen. Come on. Let's be serious as a country. How do you build a school facility without a washroom? How were you expecting the student to feel fine when they don't feel fine? And you have a supervisor supervising those buildings, and they sat there. In Ghana here, they call them, is it foremen or what? They sit there, supervise these buildings. You go into the buildings, you say this is class 1, this is class 2, class 3, library, ICT room, and you don't have a washroom. Wow. Whoever that did that today, well done. Miss Debbie, how are these issues going to affect the livelihoods of these students in schools?
It's going to affect them a lot, because you can't build a facility or a school building as an institution, right? Because a school is an institution. You can't build a whole school without adding basic amenities to it, like the toilet and other stuff.
Yes.
Because definitely these students, they are humans. And since we are humans, we ease ourselves every second. Sometimes you take in water and then within the twinkle of an eye, you feel like you want to ease yourself. So how do you expect this student to feel comfortable and then learn in class? Going to school to study is not only about you going to class and then hearing what the teacher is saying. It's not about book. All these things also count, because it makes them feel comfortable. That is why we always say that before you send a word to a school, you need to ensure that the environment and everything is very conducive.
Very, very
and
conducive.
all these things also count. So imagine you live somewhere, like let's say you're coming from Kaswa and then you're schooling in Anya, and then the school in which you find yourself, there is no basic amenities like the toilet you're talking about. And then do you expect the child to pick a vehicle back to Kaswa to his or herself and then come back to school? What if he or she is having a running stomach? How is he going to cope? Because sometimes when you're having a stomach upset or something, you can't even concentrate.
Yes.
You just have to be going up and down. Then imagine the school does not have this. They start learning a lot. And the students, it will be difficult for them to concentrate on what the teacher is saying. And you see, these things are common in remote areas.
But my problem is, how do you build a school without these amenities?
They do. You know, sometimes these architects or draft planners who plan a school, because sometimes before a school is being built, they plan everything, where the toilet will be facilitated, where the toilet will be projected in a school, like where it will be to make it easy for these students. So as he said, it's not possible for an architect or a building planner or drafter to plan all this without adding that, because he knows that it's part of human nature. And so that is why every building you go to, there is that. But it has become common of us. I'm not trying to divert the issue, but let's even come to a normal society. You're going to rent a house, and then a very nice building, but there is no washroom. There is no washroom for you to ease yourself. And sometimes there's not even a public washroom in that community. They don't have it, and then you have to walk like miles. And because people don't want to even do that, the gutters, the nearby bushes, I can't see bushes be any baby or be there to know what to gutter no what, but it's very, very bad. And as I was saying, these things are usually common in remote areas. Sometimes in Accra, it's not that common. You see, and it's mostly common in government schools because no private school will come up with a school building without a toilet facility. No, they will do it because it's a business they are doing, and they want it to be attractive to their clients who are coming into the school. So they are going to do it. But the government schools, sometimes you go to a government school, toilet facility now you're seen in 1999. They are still using it up to date, and it's outdated. Obekona Adriana, the wooden structure and everything has worn out. But how do you expect them to use that? Right. And so I feel like we need to put things in place, and this has to go to Clement, Deputy Minister of Education. They're supposed to look into it and ensure that it's being done. And as I said, remote areas, and there's very, very common party. Say also the bush right. To remove but it's bad.
It's very bad.
It's very, very bad.
Very, very bad. Or could it be that maybe some schools, it's not mandatory to have these sanitation facilities?
It's not mandatory. It's supposed to be compulsory. That so long as a school is being built, there should be a toilet facility where these children can free themselves. If you don't have it, then what are you doing? And as I said, we are humans. You cannot sit a day without peeing. You cannot. So let's put the other one aside. Any day you can say 2 days without doing it. We are peeing there. Seconds, we are all here. And we have female students. On to me, school if it is a male, it's understandable, but female, no. So there's supposed to be a washroom where these students can feel comfortable, free themselves, and come back to class. It is only, a mentally unstable person that will build a house without adding a toilet and the other ones. And it has become so common in Ghana. I was thinking it is only done by these our landlords, not only it is in the schools too. Because you go to rent a house, a very nice building, where in you, but the money they are taking from you is absurd. So I feel like it's something very important he has brought up. We are not paying attention to it because we feel like it's normal.
It's normal.
But since he has drawn attention to it, I feel like saying our government they should do something about it.
Right. Miss Regina, in all of this, do you think that these contractors should be called back and questioned or even sanctioned, because it's not normal?
Okay, so I believe that before a contractor would do what he or she is supposed to do, the plans, whatever survey you did or whatever you going on the field to make sure that you draw your plans, this is here, this is here, this is here, it is presented to the heads, it is presented to the top officials first. So I would say that they oversee all those things before the go ahead is given. I don't think let's say let me use Agenda 111. Maybe they wanting to build Agenda 111. The president or the administration of the past just give them the money that do what you are supposed to do. I believe that there was a plan, and you have to sit with them to say, oh, this is how it will be done. This is what this room will be here, this room will be here, this room will be here. So I feel it goes through process before the contractor does what he or she is supposed to do. So not only the contractor is supposed to be held accountable, but the people who approved that project should also be held accountable. When it comes to sanitation is not an extra thing. It's a requirement, it's a necessity for our day, for our for our livelihoods to be more effective and conducive for us. Just imagine you're in town and all of a sudden you have a stomach upset. See how it feels. The last time when I lighted that Awish last stop, and all of a sudden it was rumbling. I was like, And luckily we have a public toilet just there.
Nice.
I had to rush. So just imagine there was nothing of that sort there. Looking at my the distance from the roadside to my house. Oh, na my So public washrooms is a requirement, not an extra. They need to make sure that they sanction everyone who approved that project. As the be saying, and yet story I've never heard that schools the children health are involved. So how do they show you and manage themselves?
Not even just the children. What about the teachers?
The women. How do they enter omuko in the bush? Then they do it, then they throw away, or what?
Even the ladies.
No, they in fact, the headmaster crown needs to be questioned.
I feel like that school shouldn't even be in section.
No, the headmaster have no question to answer.
The headmaster has
because
every right
maybe the
to
school
make
was
sure.
even planned before he was posted there.
And what have you done as the headmaster or the elder there to make sure that these
The
children
students
are
are comfortable?
He could have put in much effort, but as it stands, that is the work of. If it is a private school, fine, it is your work.
It's
but
actually
if it is
a
a
government school.
If it's a government school, it is the work of the government.
It's the
I
work of
believe
the
that
government.
when it comes to government, I know that government has its own flaws. But when it comes to sanitation, especially toilet facility, I don't think when you go to Ministry of Education or Ghana Education Service to lay your complaints, they will mind move you. They'll definitely mind you. Because honestly,
I understand you, but you're talking as if you don't know the country we find ourselves. He might write letters upon letters and they've not even go through it or spy the letter.
see, certain things doesn't require letter. You know that. Certain things doesn't even require protocol. You just go straight there. If you are supposed to cause chaos, cause chaos.
Yeah.
I get
because
you,
the
but
health
even,
of the children.
I know the health of the children is at stake, but even as the headmaster, how much do you take a month? And
It's
as
not-
greedy as we, I get you. There is no toilet facility. The what's the name? The headmaster is supposed to do something. So let's say, for instance, if you go to some remote areas, there's no school building, but the chief, the people contributed something
Exactly.
to
Support the
the school, like build a shade or something for the student to. That's fine. But toilet facilities, I know maybe they can contribute money to come up with something, but the issue is how much did they take a month? And as greedy as you are, do you think the head teacher is going to use his money to do that?
Oh no.
But it's very bad. And this is the main reason. If me, I am a teacher and I've been posted to a school, the main
Okay.
oh, I won't go.
Because I'm just
I
imagining.
want to go.
I'm just imagining the kids that will be in their period. How they'll be able to change their sanitary pad, because you don't have a place.
place.
Because the washroom is
it
also
means
your place
they
of
have
privacy.
where they
it is.
bath.
It is.
But more baby omujari.
Oh no, I'm not sure. It's not a boarding school.
Everything is
So you say
possible
go
in
and come
Ghana.
something.
Everything is possible. Instances where even students sleep in their dining hall as dormitory. So it should tell you
As
that
dormitories.
we be and so yeah.
But it's bad.
It's bad.
Whoever that supervised this project to
It's
go on,
bad.
I feel like that person should be called.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that the government will provide money to these contractors without telling them not to build washrooms.
It kind of
And now that these schools don't have washroom, it means that another money has to be budgeted for those schools to build washrooms for them.
Yeah.
So what happened to the previous money? Because I believe when you're building when you're building a building or a project or a school, it just doesn't come like that. Just build the classrooms without washroom.
See,
Nothing.
we should not build we should not blame the contractors here alone. If the B is architect, and I want a building, and I tell Debbie what I have in mind, it's up to her to draw the plan. She brings the plan to me on board. Then we sit together. She explains to me, this is your master bedroom, this is your guest room, this is the guest bathhouse, this is that. So are they trying to tell us that what the contractors brought on board did not go through any supervision? For the sensible people out there to notice that something is missing or something is lacking.
You are right, but before it even goes up there, I might send a fake document.
So if it's a fake document,
to the government, and where the government fails is that they don't even come out to supervise what you've brought on the paper. They don't do it.
Then
they only take the paper.
I think that is what we are lacking.
Yes.
If that is what we are lacking, it's up to the government to sanction this boy, even take them to court.
Yes.
Because you presented to me a fake document. On the document you brought to me, washrooms are supposed to be there, but what you did, nothing is there.
Nothing is there.
It's a high time we become serious. If not,
I think the government also needs to be blamed.
yes.
Oh yes, it needs
Because
to be
if they are
blamed.
building, are you trying to tell me that you didn't send any representative
No one.
to go and check how is everything going? You just leave
See,
it
for
for
me,
them.
I'm not too surprised because even the person you are sending to supervise those projects
It's
also
also
takes
flawed.
something.
Yes.
So it won't get anywhere. And even if these people are brought to book, they will grant them bail, and then it's to end there. And then
That's
we'll still
very sad.
face this particular issue. And then those dilapidated restrooms or powerhouse that are no longer in use, they should renovate it, because public and sometimes you get there, the smell alone, Atiako, you don't even feel like easing yourself again. And how to maintain it is also a problem. As Ghanaians, our mindset is something else.
We lack
I don't
maintenance
even know
culture.
the maintenance culture. And we the citizens, I've had one of the worst experience. I went to a public washroom. The place you will step before you get into the main chamber where you can ease yourself. And why am but do you understand what I mean by it's full?
They've done it.
They've done it on the floor.
And they're taking money.
They've done it on the floor before you even get to where. Immediately I felt okay. I said,
Ebeko.
like how?
You keep it.
So
you just join them on the floor.
It's bad. I think governments need to do
I
they
love
should be
the
on their
fact that they
toes.
brought
Yes.
this up.
Yeah, they have to be on their
do
toes.
something about
And to the schools that do not have washroom, please, government. I think they shouldn't even delay. They shouldn't slack at all. They should be very quick about it and do something for them. Because just imagine if you don't even do it like a day, the way your head will ache you, and that's sad. All right, let's move on. Labour front calm under current government, Rashid Pupil. The Minister for Labour, Jobs and Employment, Dr. Rashid Pupil, says Ghana has enjoyed relative calm in the labour sector since the current government took office. Speaking on Joy News, Dr. Pupil said the absence of major strikes and industrial unrest shows that government's engagement with labour unions is working. He explained that although workers sometimes raise concerns, his ministry has been proactive in addressing issues early to prevent them from escalating into serious disputes. According to Mr. Rashid, the calm labour environment over the past year has allowed workers to focus on productivity and national development. He attributed the situation to effective coordination by the Ministry of Labour, regular dialogue with labour leaders, and strong collaboration with the Ministry of Finance, especially in addressing financial demands and legally required worker benefits. So this is from the Minister for Labour, Jobs and Employment, Dr. Rashid Pupil. He's making his claim. I would say it's a claim because I have something to say. He's claiming that the labour front is calm under the current administration. What happens to the strike of? What happened to the protests of teachers and nurses asking for their money? Would you say that those protests are calm? Do you think that those people on the street, they're actually calm? They're actually angry. People are looking for jobs. But indeed, do you think that is true? That Labour front is actually calm under this current administration? Miss Regina.
Okay, so I wouldn't totally agree because, as you said, we've seen instances where some of these people or some of these workers have come out publicly to declare their dissatisfaction with the government. And I think even earlier this year, we've seen some people,
the teachers.
Yes, the teachers, and some people have even brought out their statements that very soon, almost so, and almost strike, Beba. But one thing I would say is, comparing the past years and these years, I say above from Kakra.
Right.
It's still in existence, but just that above from Kakra. But one thing we should know is being calm doesn't mean that the situation is not still there. The situation might be there, but first off, they might be enduring. And looking at how our economy is uncertain, they might be enduring it. And also, it might be that the government is having conversation or dialogue with these people. So the outcome might delay, but they are still having ongoing conversations with them. So calm doesn't mean the situation is not there. The problem is there.
It's still there.
It's like you facing a challenge at work, and you've continuously and repeatedly told your management that this is what I'm facing. They'll be like, oh, okay, we know that this is what you are facing, but give us time. We are calm within. We are calm out. But in our minds, it's raging. So to him, he is seeing it in a positive way, but to us, you are seeing it both in a positive and negative way. So 50% I do agree with him, 50% I don't agree with him.
Right.
So for me, it is only calm on paper, not in real life. Okay, so we know. I know people will be like, oh yes, they've inherited what was left behind by previous administration. But so long as you are in power, we will blame you, or we will hold you accountable for that, because when you were in opposition, that was one of your priority. You said you are going to ensure that these people do not demonstrate. These people are very comfortable with what they do, and so saying that is very calm. I don't see it to be calm, because if we still have people going on street to demonstrate, it means there are a lot of work you should do. There are a lot of things you are supposed to pay attention to. It should tell you that these people are not happy. Do you know how it feels like to go to school for 4 years, pay fees, and you're not being employed? You know how painful that is, and you know how painful it is when you are working and you are not being tipped. Do you know how painful it is? Or do you know how painful it is when you have been working for 10 years, and from the past 10 years you've been taking the same salary, but the economy is not static. Day in, day out, things change. The things you used to buy at 1 cedi is now sold at 50 cedis. Do you know how painful it is? Do you know how painful it is when you pay for your transport? You used it in vehicles, now they pay. For the sake of President Mahama, they pay something very small. Do you know how painful it is when you take something, a peanut, but you pay a whole lot of tariffs and all that? It's like, it's hectic. And sometimes when you come to work, sometimes I don't blame these government workers so much, because they go through a lot. They might not come out to complain to you, but all this hinders their productivity. If all these things are being met, why everybody will be working with happiness? How do you feel when your monthly salary drops into your account? There is this sort of excitement. How do you feel when the account goes blank? Sad. Because you feel like, another one has come. Like how people start complaining that January is 31st. We are done with 1 week, or almost done with 1 week, and we are left with 3 weeks to go. But the account is hollow, and people are complaining. So you should see this are trauma people go through. So it should tell you that they are not calm. There is much to do. So just heed to their cause. Pay them, and please, if you want to increase this time, should it be 9%? 9% to question more before to protest. Yes, extra more before to protest.
Right.
Yesterday we talked about this. What's some of the 9%? But when you calculate it, it's peanuts. Yesterday when we did something very small, addition was 50 cedis. What the heck then? 50 cedis the top back of rice. So you see, it's not calm. It's only calm on paper.
And when one thing I've realized in Ghana, looking at the economy, you work like an elephant and you eat like an ant. Just tiny.
Yes, very tiny.
And the rest of the money goes into bills.
Utilities. Yes. In all of this, what do you think? What would you suggest the government put in place to make sure that it's not just on paper, but in the minds of people, the working condition is good, they have a good job, and all of that, to make sure that people are actually comfortable?
The best thing they can do is to fulfill whatever they said they are going to do. So if they are saying that maybe, yes, we said we want to increase your pay, it will be something that is more.
It's more.
It's something that they can really rely on. They can pay all their dues, their levies, their tariffs, and they still have something much to take care of themselves. If they are bringing out policies or initiatives to help people, it should be in a way that is going to benefit the people, not they at the top. Was the people working? You know, the citizens under the people working so hard, and then the people at the top enjoys more. So it should be fair. We should rather be enjoying whilst they suffer, because we do much of the is it junkie or donkey works. Government workers do a lot of the junky works, but they get a little pay out of that. So the best they can do is, if they're bringing out the policies, it should be at the interest of the citizens. And when they plan of increasing something, it should be something that is very high, that is going to help them, not one peswa or
one peswa. Miss Gina, is there anything you want to add up?
No, just practicality.
It shouldn't be just on paper, but actions as well. People are calm, but the day it's it goes overboard, you see them on the street. Mama government pays $1.4 billion to stabilize Ghana's energy sector. The Ministry of Finance says the Mama administration has taken decisive steps to rescue Ghana's struggling energy sector by paying nearly $1.5 billion in outstanding debts. According to the ministry, as of December 31st, 2025, government has paid $1.47 billion to clear arrears owed to gas suppliers, independent power producers, and international partners. When President John Dramani Mahama assumed office in January 2025, the energy sector was close to collapse due to years of unpaid gas bills, particularly from the Sankofa gas project. This situation had completely exhausted a $500 million World Bank partial risk guarantee, which was meant to protect investors and support nearly $8 billion in private sector investments. Government has now fully repaid $597 million, including interest, to restore the World Bank guarantee, helping to rebuild Ghana's credibility with international partners. In addition, all outstanding gas bills owed to ENI and Vitol, about $480 million has been settled, bringing Ghana fully up to date on payments for gas from the offshore Cape 3 Point field. The ministry also disclosed that about $393 million was paid in 2025 to independent power producers after renegotiating power contract to reduce costs and improve value for many. Officials says these payments have stabilized power generation, boosted gas supply, reduced reliance on expensive liquid fuels, and restored confidence in Ghana's energy sector. So I think yesterday we all saw the flyer. I think yesterday it was trending. Mama government has paid the debt of the energy sector. So now no more doom. So I'm the one saying it. That's not what they are saying. But I assume that if they've paid the debt, we shouldn't have any sort of irregularities when it comes to our power supply. Miss Regina, how do you feel about this?
I'm happy. I'm not overwhelmed. Okay, I'm overwhelmed with positive emotions.
Right.
And see, the feeling I'm feeling now can't be explained. But yesterday we Q had a discussion, and one thing I realized was Sisi, and the problem we are facing now is water issues. And they were like, so does it mean that Sisi, they've sacrificed the water
for the power?
for the power. Because at this rate it's becoming too much. And I've had instances where people complain of not having water for like months.
For months.
We are then Jare. Aye. And you know, Jare, how they precaution better. But honestly, with the with the lights, it's a good thing that now they've cleared the debt. So we don't want to hear any stories again. That's Modeka. Now give us, if Mubedum lights, give us a reasonable and sensible, valid reason why you want to turn off our lights. Now we have the right to question you. We have the right to criticize you. Aside energy sector Modeka, which would affect the power supply. There's nothing else. Maybe not small electrical faults, or maybe there's a maintenance going on. But aside that, I don't see any reason why you should just be switching off our lights. Just recently, we do your lights 11 o'clock PM before they on their lights or shield or mysteriously some doom lights and the mosquitoes find their way of appearing. We don't know where they come from.
Yeah,
so we beg them. Bye. Yeah, bo. So we beg.
Yeah.
We beg.
Yeah.
And also kudos to the government.
Kudos to the government. But there's been a lot of talks about this payment.
I saw one person saying that this is not something we should be happy about.
Be happy about.
Those are the Jezebels in the country.
Was it last year? I saw a story. Is it voter region in her baby? The first time ever they were getting light. And the way these people were jubilating.
Happy.
People, we still have people in
who
Ghana
up to now don't have
they
lights.
don't have like a bad connection, so they have to be tying their phones on trees before they can make calls. Sometimes they have to climb a tree before they can get internet.
I was literally asking myself, is this Ghana?
Is Ghana?
Some people don't have lights.
They don't.
Like, I saw it on TikTok and I was like, what? Like, they've not seen lights before.
No.
Hey, the way they were jumping.
I saw that.
Moved out of Accra to some remote areas and then you see things for yourself. People are really struggling. No lights, bad internet connectivity. You have to be climbing trees to get internet to make calls, tying phones around trees.
But how are these people coping?
They are coping.
And mind you, they are paying tax,
And
indirect tax,
yes,
because they
you
buy
see
every
these
day.
people there, you see the
Voting.
politicians there convincing them to vote for them. But after the election, then they'll pass
So
on
if there's no light there, if they are running elections, how do they coordinate themselves?
they will. They
Or
will.
they sell lamps.
They will. The way they do it.
You know, politicians are deceivers.
Oh, yes.
You know, the bad same road they will travel on to go and convince the people to vote for me. That's they will pretend as if they don't even know anything about that.
Oh, but that's
road.
very bad.
And you see some,
Politicians.
the vehicles they drive are made in a way that they don't even feel
The
the impact of
potholes.
the potholes.
True.
So they
True.
don't.
My pastor said that if you think that the road is bad, just buy a good car and see. You will not feel anything.
Yeah, you won't feel
I'm
it.
up to the V8 Land Cruiser mountain.
Yeah,
They are not
come
feeling
sure.
any. Not AC buffer. I'm up to come AC buffer.
It's
I
sad.
don't want to.
Miss Debbie. So right now that the government has paid this debt, does that mean that we will no longer pay the D levy?
The D levy, I'm sure we will pay. So they settling the debt is good, but it still needs to run. The energy sector needs to run, and so we will need money to sustain it. And so the D levy we are supposed to pay, and I'm sure it's going to help us, because we feel like the issue is being totally solved, and so we're not going to take any money. How then do we run the energy sector? So I feel like the one CD levy we are paying that people are complaining about is for our own good and for our own benefit, because it's going to stabilize the power sector and then reduce power outages that we used to see. And of late, we don't really feel the power outages. I think last week now we felt the impact, especially when
I think it was an
Mahama
electrical
was celebrating his one
His
year.
1 year.
It was very, very bad. It was very, very bad.
It was very
So
bad.
we are hoping that they do something about that, because see, if after paying all this debt we still see what we used to see before, there's going to be a very big question mark. After paying this debt, why then do we still face these challenges again. And it's going to boost investor confidence as well.
Yes,
because
people will love to invest.
and also partner with us.
Exactly.
But I can't come and partner with a country. What if what I'm coming to do here is more of using the energy, electricity, and all that, and all of a sudden film every second film, I'll run at loss, and then wouldn't make much profit. But don't forget that I'm also paying tax to the government, and that is going to affect my business. And so paying this debt, and then with 100% surety that our energy sector is being stabilized as it stands now, is going to boost the confidence of people, partners, home and abroad, to partner with us and then promote their businesses here, and that is going to help us as a nation.
Yeah. My only problem is those that are complaining. But
Forget
why
them.
are you complaining?
Forget them. There are
Was
naysayers
it-
everywhere.
Yeah, was it as I told you put that the previous administration, they shouldn't be transparent. These people, whatever they do, they want us to know, and they are letting you know they are complaining. Hey, what do we want?
It's
Oh,
politics.
Asemo.
It's politics.
Eh,
They know the truth. They know it.
they know.
They're just
They know.
using politics
Right.
as a cover.
So Mahama's administration have paid. They said, it's not me. They said they have paid the debt. So right now, we should be assured that we are going to be having electricity, power, running all day and all time. No more doom so. But just in case your power goes off, check your prepaid, or maybe if it's an electrical fault. Right. Thank you so much for joining us in the news headline review. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bless.
Bringing you today in history and some global observances. On this day, 2012, the cruise ship Costa Concordia sinks, killing 32. The Italian cruise ship Costa Concordia struck rocks near Isola del Giglio, Italy, capsized and sank, tragically resulting in the death of 32 people. The disaster was caused by Captain Francesco Schettino's unauthorized close sail-by, which tore the hull, leading to a delayed evacuation and significant loss of life. With the wreck becoming a massive salvage operation and prompting major cruise safety reforms, convicted of manslaughter, causing a shipwreck, and abandoning ship due to negligence, imprudence, and incompetence. His trial highlighted critical failures, including deviating from the route for a salute, causing the ship to strike a reef and capsize, with a chaotic evacuation and his premature departure adding to the tragedy, culminating in a 16-year prison sentence. On this day, 2000, Bill Gates steps down as CEO of Microsoft. Bill Gates stepped down as CEO of Microsoft on appointing Steve Ballmer as his successor, while Gates remained chairman and took on the new role of chief software architect to focus on technology development and future strategy amidst the company's antitrust challenges. Lyndon Johnson appoints first African American cabinet member. Robert C. Weaver as the first African American cabinet member, naming him secretary of the newly formed Department of Housing and Urban Development on this day, 1966, a historic move, fulfilling his Great Society vision for civil rights and urban improvement. Weaver, an accomplished economist and housing expert, led HUD through 1968, addressing housing discrimination and urban plight, marking a significant milestone in American government representation. To some few global observances, Public Radio Broadcasting Day. To commemorate the first public radio broadcast, which took place on this day, 1910, Lee DeForest is credited with creating public radio broadcasting because he made history that day by transmitting the first public broadcast in New York City. Make your dreams come true today. Inspire people to take action on their aspirations, turning abstract wishes into reality through planning and small steps, preventing future regrets and recognizing that effort and perseverance make dreams achievable. Much like successful figures who achieve their goals, it's a reminder to move beyond just dreaming and start doing, whether it's a big goal or a simple desire, fostering hope and motivation for a better future. Lastly, National Shop for Travel Day encourages people to plan and book their next vacation as the holidays end. Highlighting how technology makes travel planning easier through virtual tours, reviews, and booking tools, while also promoting the benefits of travel for mental health and the economy. So please, as the festive season comes to an end, do all to be planning for the next holidays coming, December coming. And that's all for today on Today in History and Some Observances live on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Ms. Regina Bless, for Today in History and Some Observances of the Day. She read that today is make sure your dream come true. So make sure your dream come true. Procrastination is the thief of time. So please, whatever you've set your mind to, make sure with determination you'll be able to achieve it. Thank you so much, Ms. Regina. Up next, we have Debbie's Grill.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear or favor. Ghanaian media personality Okatachie Efrifa has lambasted former Minister of Finance Ken Ofori-Atta following his reported detention by the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement. In a 3-minute footage circulating on Twitter, Okatachie Mensah accused Ken Ofori-Atta of ruining the image of the New Patriotic Party. According to the media personality, the former Minister of Finance, who has been accused of corruption-related offences and alleged to have accused financial losses to the state, has made the political party distasteful and unattractive to people. You have made the party look like they are no leaders, so everyone can do whatever he or she wants. When Ken Ofori-Atta was the Minister of Finance, we cautioned him about his poor performance and called for his resignation, but he made it clear that there was no way he would resign, he said. Further criticizing the former finance minister, Okatachie Efrifa noted that Ken Ofori-Atta's refusal to answer questions about his term in office portray members of the NPP as thieves. He further urged Ken Ofori-Atta to make himself available to the Ghanaian authorities for questioning, saying this will help restore confidence and trust in the party. Right now, the NPP is not what it used to be. It looks distasteful. If he believes he has done nothing wrong, he should come and answer questions so that confidence in the party can be rebuilt. So I came across this in the morning, and in a way it sounds very funny, in a way it sounds very serious, and it portrays one thing: karma is real. So I remember when the finance minister was in office, there were a lot of hitches, there were a lot of challenges, there were a lot of problems here and then containing his office and how he works. the money that has been projected in a developmental project to help the country that we didn't see. The project or the money that the project that went down into the ditch, and the financial loss his term has incurred on us as a country. I remembered all that, and I remembered that somewhere middle 2024 or early 2024, there were calls from some members of parliament, including members of the New Patriotic Party, calling on Ken Ofori-Atta to resign as a finance minister, because they've realized that there were lots of financial loss. All the deals he was included in haven't proven successful. It has ended up in them running at loss, and they're not being able to account to us what they've used the money for. And I also remembered how he used to dress to parliament wearing white, quoting Bible and all that, not knowing behind that was a different story to tell for another day. And this is the result now. Now the media personality Afrifo Kasachie is saying that he has disgraced everybody, including the people who are boldly pronouncing themselves as members of the New Patriotic Party. He has fully disgraced them, because if you feel like you haven't done anything wrong and they are calling for you to come, why do you prolong this? You should be here. Even if you know you are at fault, you should be here to answer questions. The more you prolong it, the more you give this inception about yourself or perception for people to think that you've done something wrong. This issue could have been uprooted right from its roots, but Ken Ofori-Atta dragged this issue. Day in, day out, as proceedings of parliament goes on, this man will always come to parliament with monies being allocated for this, funds being allocated for that, funds being allocated for all this, and then we see basically nothing. And sometimes when you say this, people think you are doing politics, but this is not politics. Let's face the fact. Ken Ofori-Atta, as the finance minister, didn't help us as a country. I would say he was the poorest and one of the worst finance minister we've experienced as a country. We never saw what his office did. This man was not even able to account to us what those monies have been used for. Because those projects he claims the money was being funded for are nowhere to be found. We can mention a lot of them. He went into contract, into collaboration with a lot of companies in the name of Ghana. And just because we want to portray a good image of the nation out there, bring more investors into the country so they can come up with business. They can come up with a lot of job offers for our people. We didn't see that happening. The only thing we saw was, the complaint they used to say was because of COVID-19, Russian-Ukraine war, and so we have no option. We need to go to the IMF. They made us believe that IMF is the only savior of Ghana. IMF is the only place we can seek refuge. That is what they made us believe. In spite of all the natural resources we had, the only thought that came in mind was we're going in for IMF help. And trust me, you can't go to IMF without them giving you conditions. When they give you money, they give you conditions attached to it. You're supposed to obey. That is what we saw, borrowing upon borrowing. And the money they were borrowing, we were not even seeing what they were using the money for. And all the things they claim they've done with the money were built in air and in the spirit, not in the physical realm, because they are nowhere to be found. I won't even go far. Let's use the National Cathedral for example. He spearheaded it. You went into parliament to defend it. Why we need to project money for that? And then 58 million was projected in into the National Cathedral. And I quite remember that when the National Cathedral was built, there was a whole bungalow there for lawyers. It was a site meant for lawyers. It was a bungalow that was built there to house lawyers. But because of this National Cathedral of a thing, those houses were demolished. They were destroyed. And now the National Cathedral was not, we were not able to, not we, they were not able to build it. And now it has become a borehole, a manhole. That is what it has become. And since they left power, for me, I know that basically when you are being given the nod to lead a group of people and you are leaving, you need to account to the people. This is what you have done. I'm not trying to compare anything, but let's take this administration for example. Even though we know that they are trying their best and there is more room for improvement, they keep updating us. We didn't see that during the previous administration. We didn't see that. The way Ato Forcing is updating us on this, what the money the way they are spending our taxpayers' money, the project the taxpayers' money is being pumped into. Ken Oforiatta didn't do that. We didn't even hear of him. The only thing we had, we've been seeing him doing, is giving name to. Today will be a Japadi reading of the bill. Tomorrow is Nyamia Sempa reading of the bill backed by quotation. But even aside that, they were stealing behind that verse. They use God as a map. They use God as a cover. And behind that, they were stealing from the state. They were stealing from the state. If you know you haven't stolen the money, come. There are a lot of questions Ken Oforiatta needs to answer. Why is the 58 million? Why is it? Why is the National Cathedral not yet built up till now? Why is it? The Sky Train, money was projected into it. Why is the Sky Train? If the Sky Train is nowhere to be found, then where is the money? Into whose pocket is that money? Because that money can be used for other things. But we didn't see it. Now he's sitting back and they themselves, and they are realizing the mistake they've done. They are realizing it. I just saw something right now. Professor Frimpong. He said he's quitting the New Patriotic Party. He said he's quitting. You see, this is how it is. When you're doing something and people keep telling you that, see, what you are doing, do it this way, do it that way. You might not see it, but they saw it. The best thing you can do is listen. Even if you don't want to take the advice, just listen. Simple. Now the MPP has now become a mirror. Everyone is watching you. Everyone is watching you. And you see, you've now become a laughing stock because you feel like whatever these people, the current administration is doing, is full of fault. But you didn't realize your own mistakes. It was after you gained power, you've realized that you've made a lot of mistakes. This could have been prevented, but no. So, from Okatachi FIFA, I've now realized that it's true. It's kind of my Riasampa. Because he said, when Ken Oforiatta was doing that, they cautioned him. Papa Jaina Nyawo said that. I said that. And this is where you found yourself. Ken Oforiatta, you see, even I'm not praying for his death or whatever. No, that's not what I'm here for. But in case that will happen, even if his corpse will be arrested, because you still need to answer us. There are a lot of questions you need to answer. The fact that you come back into this country is even a whole lot for us. So we need you here in the country. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Girl.
Much, Miss Debbie, for that girl. Thank you so much for joining us in the first segment of the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. We'll be going for the news shortly. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Hello, good morning and welcome to the morning news update on GhanaTalks Radio. Bank of Ghana gold for oil suspended amidst 1.8 billion loss. Government settlement to ensure uninterrupted power supply. Get fund recapping boost education initiatives, shifting focus to teacher accommodation. Legal practitioner Martin Pebu urges calm as court battles on Boku chieftaincy dispute. Kumasi Road project styles amid funding. These and many more coming up your way shortly in business, sports, and showbiz. The governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Asiama, has provided data and detailed information on the net losses incurred under the Gold for Oil program, as well as the status of the Gold for Reserve initiative during proceedings of the Public Accounts Committee. According to Dr. Asiama, the Gold for Oil program was suspended in May 2025 and is currently undergoing an external audit. He disclosed that the audit is intended to establish the program's financial position, assess operational weakness, and inform future policy decisions. The governor further revealed that the Gold for Reserves program is also being subjected to an external review.
The net losses for the gold for oil and also net losses for the gold for reserves. In 2022, the net losses for the gold for oil was about 74.44 million Ghana cedis. We did not have a net loss for the gold for reserves in 2022. Then in 2023, the net loss for the gold for oil was 317.69 million in 2023. On the other hand, the net loss for the gold for reserves, the losses in 2023 was 1,054.84 Ghana cedis. A little over 1 billion was the net loss for the gold for reserves in 2023. Then in 2024, the net loss for the gold for oil was 1.8 billion Ghana cedis in 2024. On the other hand, the net loss for the gold for reserves in 2024 was 3.8 billion Ghana cedis. Now, for 2025, and as we have indicated, this data is under audit, and we will want to wait until the audit is over. We will publish our financials by March this year. When we publish it, the data for 2025 will be provided in those financials. So, as I've mentioned, it's not a question about losses then and now. It is that these schemes were introduced to address a specific national problem. What to do going forward is how to reform it, how to make it more efficient. A number of things have been done by us. If we have time, I could run you through them by way of reforming it. I have all the details here I can provide to your committee to read for yourselves. But going forward, our appeal is to move in a unified manner. We want everyone to get on board. to reform this better and to sharpen its efficiency so that it supports, economic stabilization, it supports our reserves build-up going forward. At the Bank of Ghana, we have started. This week, our board is having a joint meeting with the board of the Gold Board for a start. Beyond that, we are going to be meeting with other stakeholders, and we will be happy for experts in Parliament to join us. We believe that it can be made a win-win. A friend of mine made a comment that I want to share with the committee on this. He said, if this issue doesn't unite us as a country, then he doesn't know what other issue will unite us. The losses are not new. They were there before 2025. And so rather than apportion blame, let's get to the table. Let's see what to do further. We did a bit last year to reduce some of the charges. What more can we do and sustain it? Other than that, going back to leave the space for the smugglers, going back to leave the space for others. And if you look at how much we've lost as a country by way of leakages over all the years, it is mind-blowing.
Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority, Godwin Edudzi Tamaklo, says the depletion of World Bank partial risk guarantee by the past administration due to mounting energy sector debt and its negative impact on the credibility of the country. It says government's ability to settle $1.4 billion in the energy sector will sustain uninterrupted electricity supply and assure power generators of constant payment for their services.
A guarantee, more or less, is like a comfort to your investors that when you do this and I'm not able to pay, you can fall back on this guarantee. And so what we got to the point where it became so bad that we could not settle our bills that we had to go and fall on the guarantee. That is the level at which, the level of recklessness. And some of these things, what it does is that it impacts directly on the credibility of the country. And so the very credibility of a whole sovereign state was what was at stake. The independent power generators or producers, they were the people facing the brunt of these decisions. And they have been very patient with government of Ghana over the period. In terms of the direct legacy debt, over $300 million have been paid to the independent power producer. And just to demonstrate that these are not just mere statements, but are firm and actual payment.
The ability to settle this amount of arrears, what does it mean to the ordinary consumer and even the stability of the energy sector in itself?
For the past 1 year, you will note that there had not been any load shedding. No load shedding. It's because of this. And so the business people who have invested in power generation are also seeking, there's a certain assurance to them that when we produce, we'll get paid. And that is what has resulted in the stability we are enjoying. Look, and I can assure you that the leadership we have today, Honorable Atufosin, Honorable Abdullahi Jinapo, and the energy sector players are working day and night to keep our lights on. And that for me is significant. And we need to applaud them.
The recapping of the Ghana Education Trust Fund has increased its resources to focus beyond sanitation in schools. According to Deputy Minister for Education, Clement Apak, government has allocated $500 million to improve teacher welfare and retention. The initiative is part of a broader commitment to support educators with plans to increase funding to $1 billion in the 2027 budget. He revealed that a construction of 50,000 housing units for teachers is in progress under a partnership with Morocco.
I was indicating that GET Fund now has a lot more leverage in terms of resources with the decapping of the the fund. So as part of that, the new direction is not just to ensure that school facilities come with the requisite sanitary facilities, but as you know, we are also advocating and pushing for the inclusion of accommodation for teachers, particularly the schools in the rural areas where accommodation for rent is difficult to come by. So it is within that context that I believe very strongly that we will address these gaps for our collective good, particularly for the girl child, also in the wake of our free sanitary pass program. Having sanitary facilities, in this case washrooms, changing rooms, would be very useful if we are to achieve the policy objective. Thank you.
Auditors, take note of that. And Mr. Chairman, with that, I am.
Legal practitioner Martin Kpebu has called on the Nairi and his subject to remain calm as they work to secure the release of Alhaji Seidu Abagri, who has been detained since December 24, 2025 over Boku chieftaincy dispute. His detention has sparked widespread condemnation, with allegations of unconstitutional arrest and detention by the Ghana Armed Forces and National Intelligence Bureau. An application filed by Martin Kpebu seeks Abagri's production before the High Court adjourning the matter to January 26. The Attorney General, on the other hand, has been ordered to justify Abagri's continued detention by January 21st. The dispute centers on competing claims to the Boku skin, with Abagri recognized by the Nairi and Mamprusi community, while the government and Asante-Hin's mediation report recognize Boku Nana Asagri II as the legitimate chief of Boku.
We need, okay, or a local chief, right? So the court looks at it and says that there's something in it. So I will grant it that the AG should respond. If there was nothing in it, if it was a foolish case, the judge would have said no, they shouldn't respond. But the second part we didn't get, which was that on that day they should bring Alhaji physically. As we stand here, it's been day 18. Day 18, 1-8. I've not seen my client. When I asked to see him, NIB declined. I asked the Minister for Interior, they declined and told me that I should go and write a letter, something that we don't do. So effectively, that's further delay. So I see it as a denial, etc. So we want to see him. I haven't seen him in 18 days, not in Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana. But that notwithstanding, I will appeal to Nairi and the subjects that they should be patient. Let's be patient. Between today and 26th, it's not much time. Okay, so I ask for calm. That's very, very important. Let's have peace. Let's have some calm. No matter what, 26th will come, then we'll get to the bottom of this matter.
On 26th, when we come, what should we be expecting?
So that day we would argue, meaning that we are saying the detention is unlawful. It looks like from what the Republic is saying today, they don't agree that the detention is this unlawful. So that they will argue and then the court will decide.
The dual carriageway project from Asukwa Interchange to Ahunjo Roundabout in Kumasi is faced with delay due to lack of funds. The project, funded by the Japanese government through JICA 4.7 million, is expected to ease congestion along Kumasi's busy corridors. Some disappointed occupants spoke to GhanaTalks Radio.
I'm not refusing. Omo buy kwanum de omo de ka be kai buy asem papa e say dey bia go so some time ago be 3 years ago say close to be card moto nya accident to bridge say kwa wura hoyi te ya te we baba yo o kwan no be ye no o ya ma o man ni nyina say ye te go so e kwama ya dwuma nya te say first ne pe sa o hwe fi anya kwanta Boasi road anya kwanta etu dom be kwa dom ase omo bie kwanum Kofi Job 24 hours and a prime number flame amount for down line. Amount to me, Uncle Grow from a beer away from we. O man, your quine, get it to 4 years over Jaito. Now, more quite dear my Saka Begum, and no move through on side free. I don't master Quantower, as at the bar, Perchi, number 1 and 2. O would you crown out his assay, can for the corner for Swaba. manye na mo gya to ho na saa kwan ya amanfo didi so Ghana ha huntu to akotro bochire amanfo di container ne omo yesisiwa ne amanfo fie bububu dan bubu container ne nyina te se de car mbekọ fofo mo wie ai fachi no ma 1 and 2 na mo free one mo sa de back kokoben omo free one no mo sa de free Santaso na about Santaso na about etu de nyame me ka de nyame omo nim e ko fa trasker etu ai G runabout omo di gidi amanfo pii nim na mfo adwuma pii ho no mo ana saa fi Santaso about to feed the nyame okopem G runabout no omo sai gyan mo gu amanfo adwuma aba kwam se ho kra kan fa ho biem e bo sebe na farm robbers so be robo omo wi anso wa ana mo sai from the comazi so mo kwakoye ntache se be beto aba mo mu ana mazi fo nse sanete dia ana e be kire mo showdown dem sa ko kan nyina mo nye mo je ma se sa amanfo adwuma ma bi kra fa nwa wuwu ana
In business, the governor of the Bank of Ghana has appealed to the finance minister to consider sustainable financing structure for Ghana Gold Board's trading model. Responding to questions about the losses borne by the Bank of Ghana on behalf of Gold Board in its gold purchasing activities, Dr. Asiama noted that support from the finance ministry will be significant. According to him, the Gold Board's operation forms a significant part of the Gold for Reserve program, which has contributed to strengthening the country's reserves. He added that the central bank had already made progress in addressing some of the inefficiencies, calling for a collective national effort to ensure the success of the program. Dr. Asiama emphasized the need for a policy rethink on how Gold Board is financed to avoid further financial pressure on the Bank of Ghana. The Bank of Ghana have been under fire in the last couple of weeks after an International Monetary Fund revealed in its fifth review of Ghana's ongoing IMF program that losses from the artisanal and small-scale gold transactions under the program had reached 214 million by the end of September 2025. While Gold Board itself has indeed recorded profit, those gains have come at the expense of the central bank, which have absorbed the bulk of the losses generated by the program. Meanwhile, the majority caucus in Parliament has rebutted the claim. The caucus said the amount was transactional and insurance cost the Gold Board incurred in its gold trading activities for 2025. Still on business, the Ghana Revenue Authority has assured its confidence of meeting 225 billion revenue target set for 2026, despite concerns of recent tax reforms. The assurance comes amid worries that the abolition of some COVID-19 related taxes and the reduction in the effective value-added tax rate from 21.9% to 20% alongside an increased VAT registration threshold could affect government revenue. Speaking to journalists after appearing before Parliament's Public Accounts Committee, the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Anthony Sapon, said the authority is pursuing several measures to protect revenue while ensuring that reforms benefit consumers. Mr. Sapon said early indications shows the businesses and consumers are responding positively to the new value-added tax regime. He explained that the authority has been actively monitoring compliance on the ground. According to him, the changes are already delivering relief to households while still supporting Ghana revenue objectives. Mr. Sapon said Ghana Revenue Authority will continue its enforcement and education effort to ensure the reforms are sustained. Despite the concerns raised about possible revenue losses, the Commissioner General expressed strong confidence in the authority's ability to deliver on its mandate. He said that revenue generation remains critical to national development and the government's policy agenda. Mr. Sapon added that the Ghana Revenue Authority is not only aiming to meet the target but also working towards exceeding it. To sports, Ghana has been confirmed as host of the 2026 Africa Aquatic Swimming Championship. The 6-day continental championship will take place from May 5th at the Boteman Sports Complex in Accra. The edition will adopt a modified format for the first time, featuring competitions for seniors, junior masters as well as interzonal championships. The Bureau of African Aquatics expressed its appreciation to Ghana for its continued commitment and support towards development of aquatic shops and sports on the continent. Ghana has steadily established itself as a hub for African swimming, having successfully hosted several major events in recent years, including the AA Junior and Senior Swimming and Open Water Championships in 2021, the African Aquatic Zone 2 Junior Championships in August 2023, and the African Aquatic Zone 2 Junior and Senior Championships in 2025. Still on sports, Ghana's Black Maidens will return to competitive World Cup qualifying action in April when the qualifiers for the 2026 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup begin. The team returned to compete football after 7, a ban for age cheating. The Black Maidens will face Togo in the first phase of the qualifying series for this year's World Cup, which will be played in Morocco. Nana Joe Adakwe's side will face one of Liberia should they see out the challenge from Togo. The draw from the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup Morocco 2026 African qualifiers was held on Saturday, marking the official kick-off of the African qualifying campaign. The games for the first round of games will be played between April 10th and 19th, with the first leagues taking place from 10th April, while the second leagues take place from April 17th. A total of 31 African teams are involved in these qualifiers, played in 3 knockout rounds, with 2 league ties home and away. At the end of the third round, 4 teams will qualify for the FIFA Under-17 Women's Cup finals in Morocco. On some global updates, a group of protesters entered the grounds of Iranian embassy and removed the official flag of the Islamic Republic. Demonstrators reported to be supporters of the exiled crown prince replaced it with the lion and sun flag, a symbol associated with Iran before the 1979 revolution. The incident follows a fresh call to action from Pahlavi late last night, in which he again urged Iranian security forces to defect and appealed to Iranians living in Western countries to reclaim embassies for the people. He said Iran's diplomatic missions should display the national flag rather than what he described as the disgraceful ban of the Islamic Republic. It comes after a protester climbed onto the balcony of Iranian embassy in West London on Saturday, pulling down official flag and briefly replacing it with a lion and sun emblem. Iran reacted with its foreign ministry summoning the British embassy and ambassador in Tehran. State television report. Foreign ministry spokesperson has accused Western government of failing to meet their obligations to protect diplomatic premises. He said they had neglected their duties to ensure the security of Iranian missions, describing the protests at London embassy as absolutely unacceptable. And that's how we wrap up on the morning news broadcast. Do well to log on to all streaming platforms at Ghana Talks Radio for more news stories. I am Deborah Dosso. Do have a good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bliss,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Good morning to you once again. You are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is the second segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Right here, we bring you knowledgeable guests who are going to dive into major national and social issues and any issues that matter to you every morning right here on the show. I'm still your host, Ruth Esenam Shekwedu, and I must say that this morning I have sitting right here in the studio with me a very fine gentleman and a very fine young lady. Today, we are glad to have Ms. Debbie joining us on the main show, the main discussion. And also, we have Mr. Emmanuel Chambers, who is the NPP Communications team member. Right. Happy New Year to you, Mr. Chambers.
Many thanks. Happy New Year returns.
How are you doing?
So far, so good. I'm fine.
So far, so good. How is the New Year treating you?
We lived in the system, so no matter what, we are in it.
Yes. I see. Miss Debbie, I see you smiling. Has the New Year been good so far?
Yeah, so far so good.
So far so good.
It has been good. It is good.
It is good. Mr. Chambers, you heard that?
Yeah,
it is good.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. Once we have celebrated it without any hindrances, so we are good.
It's good. But what are you looking forward to for this particular year? In terms of, it could be personal, social issues, national for the government, or whatsoever. You cut across.
Definitely, it should be the government.
Why the government? You're so hard on the government.
Not at all.
Not at all.
My ways of communications have shifted.
No,
in
I
a
see.
way that you see, in all of this, it's the common man on the streets that we all have to care about. All of us are in the system where things are not going on well. Yeah, so I am expecting that whatever it is, the government will do well to make sure that the ordinary Ghanaian on the street smiles. That is my, my expectations. And you see, we have come to realize that the government, in a way, is acting to appear the ordinary Ghanaian on the street is smiling. But deep down our hearts, if you ask, even their major communicators will tell you that things are not as easy as it is. So we are all expecting that a time will come and politicians will not be actors again. They would at least do what will favor the real life of everyone. Yeah, so we are really expecting much from the government, no matter who you are, even if you are a businessman whoever you are, you must expect much from the government. Yeah.
Right. Miss Debbie, are you also expecting much from the government?
Yes, of course.
I see.
I'm expecting a lot from the government. Although his 1 year has been quite impressive, with more work to do, but we being given that opportunity to see 2026, we are hoping that whatever they were not able to do in the past year, they will bring it to pass in this year. Yes, so that is what we are hoping they do, especially on corruption.
Right. Thank you so much. We are hoping that the government do whatever they can to make sure that those that have looted from the states are brought back.
But this is quite unfortunate. Why am I saying so?
The
oral, we see when the NDC took over, we saw that they were trying to act by enrolling a policy, and that is the oral. As we said, I always continue to say, and I always ask, what is the state of the oral? That is where we now have the Attorney General saying different things from the team itself. Abdullah Akwa has been very silent, and he was one of the men championing the oral. And we have also seen their current state towards the OSP, where they are also failing to understand that there's a difference between OSP and SP. You understand? And so for the corruption, we inherited corruption as a political party, NPP, in 2016 down to 2017, where there were a lot of, sat down, a lot of scandals and all that. Yes, I would always say that no political party is above accountability, and then any political party that runs away from accountability is not, a political party enough to lead this country. And so with the issue of corruption, there's no point at all saying that they will continue to hoop and retrieve all our monies or whatever, like she rightly submitted. But you see, it's a year, just a year, and that we are hearing stories from the Gold Board and all that. We see cartoons are developed, and CEO of Gold Board crying. This is to tell us that we should all, in any case, condemn corruption.
But are you sure that is actually factual?
That is factual.
That indeed Gold Board made such a great loss.
Until the board itself comes out to clear the air and to give us accurate and standard evidence, because what they are saying, the explanations they are giving to you are a media lady.
Yes.
You understand what they are saying. You know clearly there's no any enough evidence supporting it. People are laying documents, and IMF is a big organization that this government made us to know IMF. When they mention IMF, I don't know what was IMF, unless when John Dramani Mahama came to power, I got to know the full meaning of IMF. Because he was busy running to IMF at all times. Today they are saying the IMF projections are wrong.
So are you saying that the previous
busy running to IMF?
IMF, you see, when John Dramani Mahama took power in 2012, we were told that there's shortage of food that they can't feed in high school students. I'm coming.
Your government went to IMF more than NDC did.
I tell you that if you consider 2000, from year 2000 to 2016, John Dramani Mahama went to IMF more than any other government, and these are record-based benches. You understand? Even listen, the first time, I know what I'm talking about. I really know what I'm talking about. For the first time in the history of Ghana, that the IMF will have to put a ban on our public sector employment was during John Dramani Mahama's regime. That was 2016 to 2017. You can do the checks. You know it. You are a media lady. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm telling you, the IMF have never given this condition to any of the African countries except Ghana, and that was in the regime of John Dramani Mahama. I know what I'm talking about.
I'm not going to buy into that. If you're talking about,
I have evidence.
If you're talking, so show the evidence. If you're talking about a government that went to IMF very often, it has to do with the MPP. We saw how they went to IMF borrowing money, and what did they tell us? Basically, they were blaming it on COVID-19. They were blaming it
and
on
I think IMF
Russia,
even came
Ukraine
out to clarify
yes,
that.
They did.
Listen,
there was
misappropriation
of funds.
That was during the lockdown, the feeding. That was a
lockdown. Even after the lockdown, you people were still complaining. One thing, lockdown wasn't it 2019? It extended to somewhere 2020, and then it ends there. But from that period till the NPP left power last year, everything that goes on has to do with COVID-19. And we were paying COVID-19 levy. And we were not even seeing what your government was using that money for.
Use that money.
And then every time Russia, Ukraine, when they used to tell me that when President Mahama came into power first, they went to IMF and they did that. No, let's be sincere and state the fact here. MPP went to IMF more than any government that I would think of. They went to IMF for support.
Can I come in? My argument here is clear and clean on the basis that if you consider from 2020, 2000 to 2016, there's no any president, be it MPP and this, that have gone to IMF more than John Dramani Mahama. And I can tell you on authority that the IMF condition they gave it to John Dramani Mahama by then in 2016.
But
I'm coming. No government has ever passed through this, and I don't know why John Dramani Mahama would have to agree to that condition. Do you know what the setbacks it brought to this country? You never had an idea. You understand? I am saying that every government is allowed to go to IMF. During the time of COVID, it wasn't Ghana alone that was running to IMF. Many other countries you can mention in Africa, they were running to IMF. Listen, you sit here today to tell me that Russia and Ukraine war or whatsoever that the NPP government was bullying there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the late Mutala, may he so rest in perfect peace. He stated that the external factors, which external factors was he referring to? That is the Russia-Ukraine war and that of the IMF. That of the COVID-19. That it could be factors that can undermine their economy. You understand? This was where he have to move a motion in parliament. It was clear. You understand? So no one can sit anywhere to say that Russia and Ukraine war as well as COVID-19 did not affect the country's economy. It does. When John Dramani Mahama in even 2016, you see, I don't really want to make references to John Dramani Mahama's past because it irritates every Ghanaian. Maybe by then those who were not grown, they wouldn't know what this man make us to pass through. So for the issue of COVID-19, it was real. And as media ladies, you would have to tell the people that look, COVID-19 really chopped into the economy of Ghana.
Okay, so with what he said, I like the fact that you said Ghana was no strike. Ghana wasn't the only country that was strike with COVID. We had other countries.
Yes, other countries.
So are you trying to tell me that the other countries that were affected with COVID-19, they were not experiencing anything, and they were not blaming it on COVID?
Listen,
please let her finish.
Were we the only country that was affected by COVID? No. It was worldwide. Every country, all felt the negative impact of COVID-19. But the NPP made it look as if Ghana brought the COVID-19 and we spread it across other countries. To the extent that even if someone cough COVID-19, even the slight issue with the economy, Russia-Ukraine war, things that do not even relate to Russia-Ukraine war. You said Russia-Ukraine war. We were paying COVID levy. COVID ended somewhere in 2019, 2020. 2023, 2024, we were still paying COVID levy. It took this current administration to scrap that levy. It was recently I got to know that the COVID levy was made to solve challenges in the health sector. Built more health facilities. How many facilities did you build? Even the Agenda 111 hospital project you brought, how many did you complete? Nothing. You did nothing. And then you sit here to tell me that. So let me tell you what you said. From John Dramani Mahama's era, 2015 to 2019, he went to IMF, right? So when we are talking about the debt and everything, binding everything together, that has to do with 918 million, right? Then when we come down to Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, it has to do with 3 billion. So now tell me, Between 930 million and 3 billion, which of this is more huge?
You see, my argument was...
No, which of this...
She's almost done, don't worry.
Which of this is more huge, million or billion?
Billion.
Billion is huge. Yeah. Now, my facts here, that is what I'm telling you. From John Dramani Mahamad's era, which he says he went to IMF. When you want to gather everything together with the money they borrowed and everything, it cost us 980 million as a country. When the Osehin MPP came into power and then they went to IMF, it cost us 3 billion. What are you trying to tell me? 3 billion. So it should tell us that the MPP did more harm to the country than the NDC did. But you see, the reason why I find this thing so annoying is that we want to buttress this whole issue with politics. But if we want to be sincere, the MPP did no good to us. COVID was far gone, but you kept blaming every issue on COVID. Even when you project money into developmental projects of the country, and it's not being done by your own corruptive styles and behavior, you still blame it on COVID-19, and it's bad. So it should tell you that the MPP caused incurred a lot of debt on us. 3 billion is not something we should joke with. So you can't tell me President Mahama being in power from 2016 to 2019 costing us 918 million, and then Nana Dankwa Ekufuor, the former president of the country, together with the MPP, costing us 3 billion. And you're telling me it's a joke? It's not. So please, when we sit here, let's educate the people. Let's tell them the fact. You shouldn't lie.
Can I come in?
Yes, you can come in now.
All right. Thank you very much. You see, I believe that our viewers might enjoy this topic very well.
Definitely.
You see, you never can tell me that COVID-19 affected Ghana. She asked a question, if COVID-19 affected Ghana alone. That was a very big, unfortunate question. In fact, we were even lucky. Those days in Nigeria, I tell you, if you go and see what people were going through, the way Nigerians were trooping into this country, all because they were feeling the heat, I tell you, you will thank Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. If you go to Burkina Faso, that was when people have to take guns to get some of their presidential staffers out to lead. Have you forgotten, Susan? You have not forgotten. These were things we can go on and on. Senegal and other countries. We can mention them. But Ghana, we did not even go to that extent. We didn't feel the heat up to that extent. This clearly will tell you that during the time of COVID, every country was suffering. Every country, even people, if you have a family in US and you contact them and you ask them, they will tell you that during the time of COVID, no one was smiling. No one. Therefore, the borrowing was okay. When you borrow and you use it to war, it is far better than if I go and borrow 1,000 Ghana cedis and I use it to war, then you go and borrow 2 cedis and you don't use it to war. Can you compare yourself to me? I tell you, free senior high schools, I have my reservations somewhere.
Your government borrowed and used it.
I think you're exposing yourself.
Okay, let him.
No. She gave a figure. I'm not exposing myself. I know what I'm talking about. She gave a figure. We fed people during the lockdown. Electricity, we have to make it free for every Ghanaian child to use.
Okay.
I mean, the electricity, that's why I said we have a topic I don't want to go in there. The electricity that you gave contracts to the IPPD, to the IPP, I mean, is it talk and say or say and talk contractors? You did not even chase them for the money. You allowed them to mismanage the electricity. You left doing so. A man came and almighty COVID-19 came, and we have to manage and even give free light to people. When you in fact, in the dictionary of NDC, you don't even know what is free. You understand? So we are not exposing anything. Yes, indeed, I would always condescend to that fact that NDC or MPP has gone to IMF. But what do we use the money for? Positively. We didn't use it to invest into something meaningless. And if you want me to tell you what the MPP have used the IMF money for, I can sit here and mention so and so and so many.
I want to know.
Unless otherwise, you are failing to understand. Look, I can tell you on one grounds that the feeding of the free senior high school students is never easy. It is something that most of us don't know. We just gave it out to the NDC. Look at the way they are busy massaging the whole thing there. The lockdown, do you know how much people pay? I mean, like how much the government spent on buying food for people? You don't know. You understand? And if you come to look at the roadside and other things, you just launch the big push. You put it down, then you have run away. You launch it, then you put it down. The ambulances were busy providing to people. Do you know where we get the money from? Tell me, in the regime of the NDC, which ambulance or whatever car did they buy for the party? I mean, for the good people of the country. They were busy buying Mahindra for their own party. If you go to IMF and you use the money to buy cars for your own party, and I go to IMF, buy ambulances for the good people of the country, then you tell me that I've gone to IMF, I've borrowed this, I've borrowed this. Every reasonable Ghanaian will know that I have done better than you as a party. You understand? Whether you like it or not, this is a fact.
Right. So what do you make of the assessments IMF also made, that for the fact that Ghana had already recovered from COVID-19, but it actually looked as if whatever that happens or whatever hardship we're going through, we had to reference it back to COVID-19 when we have gone past way beyond that.
We have gone...
right. Let me finish. So I read on the news, and that was coming from IMF, that it actually looked like the previous governments actually deceived the people of Ghana for the fact that they were making reference to everything, or IMF, Russia and Ukraine, or when foods and commodity were going, the price of food and commodity was going high, when inflation was high. They were referencing everything to they were referencing everything to Russia-Ukraine war and then COVID-19, when we have actually gone past that way back.
You see, the answer is simple. When you have a pothole to fill, and you have, a food truck of sand, you see, you are supposed to level that pothole. Then someone who also have a food truck of sand in a car, they're also supposed to spread that sand on the soil or on the grounds. It means that you, the one filling that pothole, you waste much sand than the one who has no pothole to fill. You understand? The COVID-19 really cost us so much. Take away the COVID-19. Go back to 2017, 18, 19. And I tell you that if you sit back and watch things carefully, you would understand that indeed Nana Bawumia administration was doing very well. And so the reason they were building everything on the COVID-19 is that they spent a lot. They have to do a lot when the COVID-19 came in. We were already struggling. We inherited a very poor GDP from John Dramani Mahama. So we were trying to stabilize things before the COVID-19 came in. Our flashy policies we gave it to the people, or the promises we gave to the people of this country in 2016, we needed to execute them as far as possible.
So why was the government transparent or honest about it rather than putting everything on?
Oh, they were very transparent. If I said that, you see, if the government was managing the economy very well, and maybe the COVID-19 came in, the only external factor we can refer to as then is the COVID-19. You understand? That was the external factor. Now I'm telling you, no Ghanaian.
Very sure that
you too, you are very sure. You are very sure that was the only external factors affecting the whole world, and not just Ghana.
And
so why won't we put our
and not a mismanagement of funds, as IMF stated?
How do we mismanage the fund?
So are you saying that's what
when a DCE was receiving something like 5,000 Ghana cedis, a whole DCE receiving something like 5,000, 6,000, and you tell us that we're mismanaging the fund? No. Unless otherwise you have evidence to turn it in. We have no time to waste our money. The money of, the government is the money of the Ghanaians. So we as MPP, we will never mismanage any state fund.
Okay. So what happened to the COVID-19 levy monies they collected? Where when you go to malls, whatever you buy, those taxes are honest. What happens to those?
It is still there.
It's still there.
It's still there.
It's where?
Are you sure?
Oh, last 2 weeks.
Are you sure they can actually
the COVID-19 levy?
No, I'm not saying as and now. So previously, they were still, after the COVID-19, after we had recovered as a country from COVID-19, we were still paying COVID-19 levy. which is a tax. When you go to shopping mall, when you buy, even when you go to the restaurant and you buy food, you see the COVID-19 levy. Those monies that were taken, where are they?
You know, some of these private sectors, I can't talk about it much. But I'm telling you that, you see the COVID-19 levy, it was something that did not come to stay. It came for a short period of time. To us as MPP,
yes,
it was our major intention to clear it right after election.
So what happened?
We lost the election. We lost the election.
After COVID-19 had already passed and gone.
You see, this levy, you might not understand it.
My
fact
problem is they should come out and state to us that this is so and so the amount of money we collected from the levy, and this is what we use it. But as of now, we've still not seen anything. So the tax has been abolished till date. They haven't come out to account for that.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen any of the previous or former ministers of finance coming out to tell you that this is what we have realized from this levy and this is what we're going to use it for? Apart from the district common funds or what district levels, have you seen any of the finance minister doing that? The Doomsday levy, do you know how much have been realized so far and what they have used it for? I don't think any government
they do. Even if they don't do, so what stops you from doing it?
No, even you see, I love the point.
So then, what is the essence of accountability?
If you say they do,
then what is the essence of accountability?
I would. If you talk of accountability, it's very paramount. Accountability is something I always stand for. But I'm telling you that we don't have ministers or finance ministers coming out to tell the state this is what we have collected and this is what we have used the money for. Maybe probably like the sanitary party will come and tell us.
They do. It is only a corrupt government who wouldn't do that.
Your government.
It's only a corrupt government who wouldn't do that. You don't account.
Those monies were supposed to help health facilities, but did we see any?
Look, we are talking of a short period of time.
A short period. See, even if the MPP should come into power, they wouldn't do it.
Let me come.
They would never account. That has been a pass and puzzle of the NIPA.
Let me.
Is it my turn or it is still his turn?
No, I don't want to even talk much on this. I want to clear.
So let him wrap up and then you come.
Okay. You see, if we talk about the COVID-19 levy using for health, we really did very well. We did very well when it comes to health sector. We did very well. Unless otherwise we are failing to tell the truth. We started this Agenda 111. You all saw the position of the opposition party by then, the NDC, the largest opposition, the NDC. They criticized it. Today they are telling us that it was one of the best initiatives and they are going to continue it. You understand? The Agenda 111 was one of the best policies. And the only mistake we did was that instead of targeting some few constituencies or districts, we targeted the whole country.
Spread across.
And I tell you that some of the buildings are at the apex of completion. Some of the buildings, I know about 3, 4, 5 buildings that are at the apex of completion.
But those buildings, you took monies for them.
Oh, definitely, you have to push money to.
So where is the rest of the money if the building is not completed?
You know how the NPP gave their contracts out. Very smart. And if you hear it, you'll love it. We don't give money out to contractors.
So where's the rest of the money?
We validate the contract before giving you. We validate the contract before paying you.
So where's the rest of the money?
It was left in the covers.
Was it $600 million or something?
It was
allocated for the Agenda 111.
It was left in the coffers of the government before we left office.
So why is President John Dramani
Mahama never
asking
stated
the
that
Christian Council Committee to donate money to complete those projects, if indeed that money is still
Christian communities?
Oh, you didn't hear about
Agenda 111.
To complete the Agenda 111. We didn't hear about
really?
that. Yes.
When he has money to pay the DCs around somewhere 350 million, no, then he can't be serious. He can be serious. No. That's a shameful statement.
Ms. Debbie, let me hear from you.
Yeah, so I want to take it from where he said that if a government borrows money and they use it wisely, you are deemed to be a very good government than someone who goes to borrow 2 cedis and then misuses. If you're talking about a government that mismanaged our funds, it's the NPP. They did. they did manage our funds as if it was their own sweat, but it was the taxpayers' money. Now, when COVID-19 came, you took levy, you were taking into Tusodudu or any tight. You were taking levies because you want to use it to improve our health sector, and you did nothing. You did basically nothing in the health sector. And then you sit here to tell me that your government came and then they did massively war in Agenda 111 hospital. President Mahama said we need 1.7 billion to complete the uncompleted Agenda 111 hospital you people started with. And even the one you said you completed, when we get there was no sign of what you said was completed. It was just an air and then a foundation being laid with nothing there to show. And then you sit here to tell us that you've completed Agenda 111 hospitals, you've done very well in the health sector. No, this is a total shame. Yes, it is. Because if you should tell me that you've completed hospitals, while we still have people complaining that they don't have a good, well-built hospitals with finished equipment, then you should bow your head in shame. That is why I always say, see, if you know you can't complete the policy, you said you did a mistake, you could have chosen some constituency. Why didn't you think ahead? Why didn't you plan this for so long? You brought Agenda 111, knowing fully well that within 4 year term, you can't complete that project. And then you brought it on board. Why? Because you want to win the favor of the people. Why? Because you want to win the interest of the people. No. And then you also said that the energy sector, President Mahama caused a lot of financial loss. For me, the NDC solved Doomsaw. The NDC solved Doomsaw. Yes, the NDC solved Doomsaw before leaving power. They solved it before leaving. You said when COVID came, when the lockdown came, they were free. We paid for it. We paid for it. The free water, the free electricity, we paid for it. After COVID, I don't know if you remember, some time ago, there were increase in tariffs absurdly, and then we were paying for it. Yes, people were complaining. So please calm down for me, please. You people said it was free, people enjoyed it, but after COVID-19 we paid for it. We paid times 10 of what you said is called free. So what is the free about this? President Mahama brought the cow power, he brought the metri. I think the please, I'm coming.
Maybe I can continue.
No, don't continue. Don't continue.
I just want to.
He brought the car power ship, and then he brought the Emery plant and completed the natural gas processing plant. Recently, the 1 point how many that was used to solve the debt in the energy sector. You people, when leaving power, what did you say? You said you've solved every problem in the energy sector. You said there were no debt. That is what you told the incoming Minister of Energy, right?
I think this is
Minister Abu Jinapo. But
didn't say that
Jinapo resumed office. He said it was a lie. He said it was a big lie from the pit of hell, because what you people said was there was not what was in the coffers.
Listen,
and so we need to pay for it. So the debt you are paying, who brought it? The debt that the current administration are paying or they paid for, who brought it? Was it not your government that left power before the NDC came into power? So they're paying for that debt. Whose debt are they paying? Automatically, it's your debt. So please.
They term this as a legacy debt.
You see?
Please.
A legacy debt, a debt that was left.
Please.
Right.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you so much.
I don't want us to drag more on this.
Yeah, so
but if someone has said that during the COVID, the NPP administration did not do anything.
We are not saying they didn't do it.
She just said that. No. I'm very sure that this will be a very neutral game.
Let's just be. It's very neutral. You did nothing.
She just equaled up.
That's her opinion.
Yes.
You did nothing.
She said we did nothing.
That's her opinion. You also have your opinion.
Hey, you the zip line are saying, okay.
You see?
No.
So he's bringing the zip line.
There are
communication.
There are things that we can't run away from it. The fact that you don't love a political party doesn't mean that whatever they do, you shouldn't like it. Look, I tell you on authority, I was thinking she would talk about the ambulance. Do you know about 180?
The ambulance that was used in carry cement. The ambulance that was used in carry firewood. Is that what you're talking about?
That ambulance was used to carry my own brother.
No, is that what you're talking about?
No.
The ambulance used in carry firewood and cement. Ambulance that is meant to carry patients is being used to carry cement. And you're telling me
I can do multiple of this, but you should allow me to talk as well.
Okay.
Because I want the conversation to be lovely. if your own constituency ambulance was used in carrying cement, then I blame all of you who are in that constituency. In my constituency, where I'm coming from, it was used to carry my own brother.
Can we be
and
sincere
unfortunately,
here?
I tell you that, and I can swear to this, that I have seen the services of that ambulance to my own family. You understand? Mine wasn't used to carry anything by the people in that constituency. And I can tell you that the ambulances, about 180,000 people were recruited to work during the time of COVID. And those ambulances really contributed much. The zip line, I don't want to talk about it, you know it.
Let's talk about it. I want us to talk about zip line.
That is not the reason.
No, let's talk
I'm just mentioning.
So let's talk about it.
You see, we should not, we are young and we are growing up. We should not allow politicians to create some kind of impressions in our mind so that we carry it along. Okay. You understand?
Right.
We could go on and on.
Yeah, we'll go on and on. But you let's look at our main topic. No, please.
We can talk about it. If you want us to turn it into topic and talk about it, we can talk about it.
No.
We can talk.
We will not do it. Please.
Today, when you go to hospital and queue like this,
we will
people
not
will have
do
to
it.
queue
Mr.
and
Chambers,
wait for OP.
We will not do it.
What is it?
Mr.
Folders,
Chambers.
and they were losing folders and all that. It was during the time of MPP. They have to introduce what we call e-health, and then you go there and everything was soft for you. Even you have people, your boys still go to hospital to beat people because they are not fast for them, and you sit here and protect them. I tell you that we have done massive. When you've done
and you still know that your government owed them 22 million, and because of
we
that,
shall come to that.
That will be another topic for another day.
Are you aware of that?
Ladies and gentlemen, please listen.
It's not efficient.
Right.
It is not.
She's saying something to that.
It is not.
Do you know how much your
government? It is you rather than saying something that you don't know. If you're talking about zipline, what is zipline? Zipline is to ensure that medicine are being delivered to remote areas. But how efficient is it? You want these people 22 million.
Do you know?
So let's go.
For setting up.
Hello, please let's go.
Please.
Right. So for our first topic for discussion this morning, Ghana clears US. Oh my, you're confusing.
Don't be confused. You haven't seen anything.
Ghana clears 1.47 US dollars billion energy sector debt to boost past stability. So the government of Ghana has announced that it's paid 1.47 US dollars billion in 2025 to clear long-standing debts in the country's energy sector. A move, officials says, marks a decisive reset in power sector financing and a major step toward restoring electricity reliability and investor confidence. So according to the Ministry of Finance, the repayments were completed under the leadership of President John Dramani Mahama and covered a range of legacy obligations that had crippled the energy sector when the government took office in January 2025. So this was how the payment was made in 2025. So an amount of 597.15 million US dollars fully repaid on the World Bank partial risk guarantee, which had been depleted under the previous administration. Restoring this to 500 million US dollars guarantee is critical because it underpins nearly 8 billion US dollars in private investments for the Sankofa gas project and other gas to power ventures. About 480 million US dollars was settled to the partners of ENI and Vitol for supplies and in electricity generation, and approximately 393 million US dollars was cleared for the legacy debt owed to independent power producers, including companies such as the Car Power Ship Company, the Sen Power, and others whose services are critical to keeping the grid running. So this happened yesterday. I think we saw this in the news yesterday, where they made mention that the government has paid their outstanding energy sector debts, and I think this is a big relief for all of us. How critical is this, Mr. Chambers?
Thank you very much. And first of all, let me. I have to say good morning to all our cherished listeners. Even though we have started it, but I
Well,
hope.
we've already started.
Yes, I hope this conversation will find a very smooth space to pass through.
Okay.
Because the first phase of it was a bit something I want to say a bit attacks, but I hope we are able to get to that
a smooth level.
or smooth level.
Right.
Yes.
Thank
I'm
you.
just trying to complete what.
No, you shouldn't complete one.
Don't complete me.
All right. So for me, I want to say that the very same way I criticize when things are not right, it's the same way I recommend and I praise when things are right. The energy sector is indeed owing a lot, and so the payment of 1.47 billion US dollars is a very big positive way in solving some of the issues at the energy sector, and I would say it's best for us as Ghanaians, and so I would say it's indeed a very great thing the NDC government has done. Even though this is not the first time a government is paying 1.4 billion US dollars to clear the debt at the energy sector. Yes, in 2024, the NPP did the same. And even though we didn't hijack it as a walk up, just like the NDC is trying to paint it all over. But that is okay. That is okay. So for me, where I sit, when the right thing is done, I will never criticize. So it's the best thing, and I will encourage that the finance minister will keep it up. We expect more from him, so he has to do more at the energy sector. But in all of this, that is not the payment of 1.47 billion US dollars is not 47, right?
Yes.
It's not the solutions to our problems at the energy sector. You understand?
Right.
We still expect more, and we still expect more from the government, and they have to do a lot. You see, we are expecting that in future we will be expecting the reduction in technical losses in the grid. We also be expecting the improving bill and revenue collections. We also expect boosting domestic and gas production. It will go a long way to help this country, and so on. The IPP decided not to, produce much or supply power some years back because the energy sector was owing so much. And this was as a result of the fact that we had some government officials in the past decided to mismanage the economy in a way they gave the energy sector contract. That's the talk or pay, the IPP talk or pay contract to some contractors and failed woefully to monitor them. Look, I want us to deal with this topic free from politics or our political lines.
Yeah, objectively.
In 2016, all the energy sector debt started, the huge energy sector debt started in 2016. Whether we like it or we hate it, that is the reality. If you go back to 2000, where in 2008, when the NPP was leaving government, the amount of the debt transpired, handed over to the NDC, that was Atemels, if you consider it. And in 2016, if you consider what John Dramani Mahama handed over to the NPP, it tells you that this energy sector debts has its roots and perpetrated into our system by the NDC government from 2012 to 2016. There's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. This is where we have even the NDC members blaming the previous administration. That's John Dramani Mahama led first time administration. Blaming him for giving out contract to people and not monitoring them very well. The IPP talk or say contract was supposed to be given to some individuals. But because we so much induced with our political lines, we so much interested in giving out contract to people we know, that misled and that made the energy sector to incur so much loss in 2016. And so the coming back of John Dramani Mahama, an attempt to pay attention to it is fine. He is just paying something half of what he left in 2016. Something half of what he left in 2016. And I understand on City News, when the former president Nana Ado Akufo-Addo mentioned that he inherited a debt of 5.2 billion energy sector at the energy sector. We saw the reactions of the NDC and their press conference, stating in their own mouth that they left or incurred a debt at the energy sector of 2.5. So if you have left the energy sector debt 2.5 and you have paid 1.4, it means you have paid half of what you left, right? Even though the NPP government also incurs certain debt. But I can tell you that whether we like it or not, books and every reliable sources has said that it was during the regime of NDC, John Dramani Mahama, we harvested, or every Ghanaian child know what they call Dumso. Dumso is not a word, but officially has become a word. That is where the energy sector was mismanaged. That is where days were given, we have to sleep in darkness. Sometimes in fact, we can go 2-3 days without light. Today, the payments of $1.47 is not any new thing at all. It's not any new thing. It's something the NPP has done. They should not be crying over it. They should not be shouting as if they have paid all our debts. John Dramani Mahama has not even paid what he left. The debt he has left, he has not paid all. He has a long way to go. Look at the tariffs today. Look at the energy sector levy today. If you go to buy 1 liter of fuel, you are paying 1 cedi. What were you? Do you know how much goes into it? And what were you expecting? We are paying so much. Yes, we are paying so much. If you are not using any of the maybe motorbike or a car, you might not understand. But people are using it. They know what I'm talking about. If you have to buy 5 liters a day, do you know how much you are paying to the government? 5 cedis. So we were even expecting the government to do better. When I saw the 1.47, I was not okay with it. Now I ask myself a question. Within a month, do you know how much this 1 cedi per liter can generate? Do you know the amount of money they are making from it? A car can go and buy more than 100 liters at a go. How much is the person paying? 100 Ghana cedis. You understand? So I think the finance minister and the energy minister would have to liaise very well and make sure that the remaining debts they incurred in the past, they paid everything. So we are expecting a full stabilization of the electricity. We don't even expect, when I started paying this 1 cedi, and when the 1 cedi came into enforcement, I was not expecting lights out again. I wasn't expecting lights out. Until yesterday, the whole day in my area, there wasn't light.
It could be a technical problem.
That is not an issue. They can resolve it within a twinkling of an eye. Other countries, they are doing it. You understand? If we also want to move away from the partisan line, you would understand that when the NPP took power, whatever magic they perform at the energy sector, in 2017 to 2018, 2019, in fact, every Ghanaian child laughs it. It took us like, we could go 3 months without even experiencing lights out in this country.
Are you sure?
This is something that nobody can sit anywhere to argue. Me, I speak on, or I speak of what I know.
Okay.
And so I want to end my submission by saying that the payment of 1.47 billion US dollars to clear the energy sector debt is not any new thing, but I would say bravo to the finance minister, and also encourage him to do more, because he's charging us more. So once you are charging us more, that no government has ever charged us the way they are charging us. Once you are charging us more, we should be expecting you to do better than what you are doing. So I think I've been very neutral on this, but I want to also say that people who are taking this thing and shouting on top of their voices to calm down. These were things we did in the past and we didn't even cough.
What is your problem with people making noise about it? Why? If they want to make noise about it, just leave them, allow them.
Well, I do not have a problem with it, but we just want to draw the attention to one or two things that, look, this was something we did. You understand?
So why do you
even without charging people 1 Ghana cedi per liter, we were able to to pay over 1.4. So if you are paying it, it's not any new thing. Yeah.
I think for the sake of transparency, that's why they had to, tell us that this is what they've done. And I think that's, in my opinion,
the gold board is waiting for the transparency. Why don't they carry the energy there?
That's a good call. We'll come to that. Ms. Devi, what does settling this bill actually mean to the ordinary Ghanaian?
It means a lot to the ordinary Ghanaian out there. Settling this bill, in a way, it's kind of a relief.
Debt.
The debt, yes. So settling the debt is kind of a relief to the Ghanaians, because we know the hitches around our energy sector and all that, portraying itself in the outages we experience, and it's a whole lot to the Ghanaian, to the ordinary Ghanaian. And so settling it is, there is this kind of happiness within that tells us that, well, we are not going to experience that again. So if going forward we should see certain or that thing happening again, there will be a call of alarm or a cause of alarm to question why we still experience that. And even if there are other explanations they need to do, they should do it now, so that if in case we experience those challenges that we had before in this current state, then we know that, well, maybe due to this explanation they gave us, there are possibilities that we will still experience those challenges, but not as intense as it used to be. But if there is not any explanation, then we have it in mind that, well, since part of the debt has been cleared off, then it means we are not going to experience any challenges again. And then going forward, when we see that happening, it will be as if the government has lied to us. Now, before the NDC handed power to the NPP in 2016-2017, the debt at the energy level was 2.5 million. It was 2.5 million. And then when President Mahama was...
In dollars?
Yes.
In dollars?
Yes. And then when President Mahama came into... When he was being voted in power, I think given his State of Nation, the national nation address, the nation's address, State of the Nation's address. When he was giving that, I mean, he made, I don't know if you remember, but then there was a statement he made, and it was being clarified by the energy minister that then the NPP left power, the NPP left power, leaving behind 70 billion debt in the energy sector. Please, if you think I'm lying, you can check that. The NPP left power handing over a debt of 70 billion to the NDC. That is what they left behind.
Right.
So it should tell you that although you are complaining that the NDC left power and then they've incurred a debt and then you came in, what do you do as a government? Well, I know you are doing politics, but you should have the interest of the people one. So if you feel like a previous government that hand over power to you has incurred a debt of 2.5 million, you manage your way around it, and then you hope to what? Reduce it. But if you listen to what he's saying, it was like, well, the NDC caused the debt, so omo de bia so ho amana do 70 billion na 80 mu ne omo breye so e brain na ye be so abresa because if you feel like a government came into power and then they did something wrong, I don't want to use any word that will look insulting, but if you come into power and then you feel like a previous government left power and then they incur the debt, what do? You help solve it because it is Ghana. Today our energy sector does not have a problem. We are all going to benefit. We are all going to enjoy. It's not a matter of MPP. It's not a matter of NDC. But when you feel like it's like you are very proud of what you are saying, that they've incurred the debt and they are paying part of the debt. You are proud of it because also do they have a count and I double and so it's just like they are carrying their own cross. But you forgot that you are in Ghana. If the energy sector should fall today, you will suffer, we'll all suffer. If the energy sector should progress, we are all going to progress. 2.5 million plus 70 billion, no, and more difference. The gap is very, very wide. So if you sit and you make it look as if the NDC left a debt and then you came into power, instead of reducing it, or better still finding a way to wrap around it, you've added another one to it. Then what is the essence? That is you did basically nothing. So the energy minister was right when he plainly said that the NPP lied to Ghanaians. They said this was the amount of money that was left in the energy sector. They made us realize that there was no challenge with our energy sector, and we believed them with our soul and our spirit. They were killing us deep within. And then when the NDC came into power, we realized that it was false. So even before the NDC came into power, when they came into power, we got to know a lot of hidden things that the NPP were hiding from us. Imagine they didn't come, we wouldn't even know this. How are we going to know? The 70 billion you left behind, who should pay? The 70 billion you left behind, who should pay it for you? When you said that the NDC left behind 2.5 million, and you came in and you left 70 billion, tell me, 2.5 and 70. Can I come in? So you don't make it look as if they left a debt behind and then you are proud of it. You are proud of it and then you took it. You did basically nothing. You didn't help. See, sincerely speaking, the NDC going into opposition is the will of God. It's the will of God, trust me. Because if they are still in power, we would have seen worse than what we saw. Worse. There was nothing like briefing the country on the energy sector. Yes, and they were complaining that when the NPP came into power, they were not doing so. We experienced it. We did. We experienced doing so.
To the extent Napo said, if you think we are experiencing this, so draw your own timetable.
Draw your own timetable. Yeah. And I remember they were even drawing timetable for people. If they are today, you get your own. Tomorrow, we experienced it, but you people made it look as if the NDC were some bunch of devils that came into power. Not only you people are times of death, just that you came with a sheep cloth, so we couldn't recognize you on time. And but now we've now recognized who you are, so you cannot deceive us. So please, if you're saying that they've left a debt behind, you should know the debt you hand over to them or you handed over to them. 70 billion. Where are we going to get it from? So we should be praying, because what we are saying is that, see, sincerely speaking, this government has really done their best to pay part of the money. But if in case there are some challenges again, they should let us know, because we are Ghanaians. If we don't get to know it on time, and after paying all this and still paying the 1D levy, and we still experience what we used to experience, there will be a lot of problem around there. And don't forget, the NPP will also grow them as they used to do. So I think they should keep briefing us, and that is one thing they are doing the NPP never did. So I think it's a plus to them.
It's a plus to them. Yeah. Right.
No, we are moving to the top.
No. You are not the one. You are not the one moderating. Listen.
So let me.
Listen. Okay, you can.
Right. 9:23.
So let me ask you my question, and then ask.
I wanted to clear something.
No.
You can.
So let me ask you my question. I will give you time. You can use part of that time to address whatever question or whatever you want to address. As to how you use it, what matters is that you have answered my question. Right. Thank you so much. So, do you think that paying this debt could slow down spending in other sectors like the education, health, or whatsoever, or in other sectors?
You see, the issue is that every government would have your attention fixed at one sector. There's no government that can champion or do best at all sectors. Even as we are talking about the energy sector now, there are some other sectors that are crying. Like the agri sector.
Yes.
Farmers are out there crying.
Yes.
You understand? I don't want to say something that probably it will be like I'm doing politics. But I just want us to give this government a space of time so that it will validate the true identity of this government. The payment is if you fix your eyes on energy sector, the other sectors will suffer. The other sectors will suffer. If you look at the National Health Insurance, if you look at the debt, the NDC government left, the debt MPP government inherited from the NDC government, it will tell you that the NDC government never paid attention to the National Health Insurance. You understand? We paid. She knows it. It's something I wanted to bring to your notice. You understand? And so every government has their priority. I tell you, the money they are using to buy the sanitary pad for our ladies, charging one at 40 cedis or 45 Ghana cedis. If they use that money, they can use it to do a lot for this country. I am not debunking it. It was their policy, so they made those promises. And they are delivering. That is what they claim they are doing. You understand? So for me, I think other sectors will suffer. But if I want to say it here, you know definitely she will say that, no, I am playing politics. You and I know that their priority now is the energy sector. But energy sector is not the only sector we have in this country. And so hooping this money inside, we are hoping that there could be money so that they will take a close look at the other sectors. Other than that, the agri sector has been left unconcerned, unattended to. The National Health Insurance, they are not even paying attention to it. And so many other sectors, education as well. Today, I can clearly tell you that some of the senior high school students, the feeding is becoming a problem. The feeding is becoming a problem. But they were saying we should, when we started complaining, they said we should give them time. We should give them time. So if the energy sector has received its share, we are expecting that the education side would also receive
their share as well. Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Chambers. Right, Mr. B, looking at the debts that was piled down, would you say it was as a result of government failure or there are other situations surrounding it?
Yes, in a way. And it's will all be pointed to mismanagement. Let me put it that way. The government pumped money into the energy sector, and I feel like there was no strict supervision, because if there were a strict supervision to how the money was being used in that particular sector, I'm not sure we are going to incur such a huge sum of debts that we are all thinking of how to pay it, because definitely we use light almost every day, and so that particular sector crashing down is like the whole country crashing down, because it's going to hit harder at us. So I feel like, yes, on the part of the government failed in a way because there was no strict supervision. If there were strict supervision, maybe the energy sector was requiring, say, 500 million, and the government projected that, how was the money used? What aspects of the energy sector was the money pumped into? And then you do all that, you find out, well, maybe this is what we've used the money for, this is what we are lacking here, and maybe these are the debts we've caused. When such things happen, yes, in a way, we'll say that the government is on course, but if the government do not see to it that all this thing is being done, then I personally would say that the government did not see to it that those things were done, and that is what we see today. And even trust me, even if there are strict supervision and monitoring and all that, even the person monitoring and supervising it is also taking something home. So it's just like we are not being so transparent and fair to ourselves. If we are being so transparent and fair to ourselves, this wouldn't be a very big issue to talk about. But because we are not being so transparent, that is why we see ourselves where we are today. You see, the energy sector is a very sensitive sector that should not be given to just anybody to handle. It's just like the finance ministry. you don't just hand it over to anybody at all, because these two ministries, when they crash down, it means the country is crashing down, because I would say they are the breath of the country. So if they crash down, automatically the country is also crashing down. So when it comes to these two sectors, you are supposed to ensure that your focus should be on it. How is it working? Is it working efficiently? What are the hitches? What are we going to do about it? How are we going to solve it? If we don't do that, then it's going to hit hard. It's going to hit hard. It's going to hit us very hard. Yes, it's going to hit us very hard. So for me, yes, on the part of the government, I would say he failed in a way.
He failed in a way. What about you, Mr. Chambers? Do you think there are other situations surrounding, looking at the debt that was kept down? Was it a government's failure, or there are other situations that led to that debt being there?
Well, if we have to talk about the energy sector debt, we have to take it back to years. I mean, like
way
from
back.
2000 to this.
So was it a government's failure?
You see, we are indeed growing as a country, and never would I say that. Yes, I would blame the government, but completely I will not blame the government, because we live in a country where we need to get people who have the requisite mental magnitude at that sector. I mean, the energy sector. As we sit, we don't have people who are well equipped, I mean, the experts, to handle our energy sector for us. It's one of the challenges we have in this country. If we have the technical people who can work effectively on our energy sector, I think some of this debt would be able to prevent, if not completely, but we would be able to do something at the sector. The government, you see, every government these days would always want to get something when they give out the contract. I tell you, the IPP talk or say contract, all the political parties, if you look at the money they are hooping out from it, they give it out to their own political boys, and when they give it out to their own political boys, when they are awarding the contract of, let's say, 100,000, they will add 200 or maybe probably 200 or 300,000 on top of it. Then the energy sector will receive its share. The government will also receive its share. You understand? So mismanagement is one of the problems. But the major problems at the energy sector, in fact, is as a result of the fact that most governments are failing woefully
at the
energy sector.
So that's a critical attention they need to pay attention to. Right. So lastly, before we go on this particular topic, now that the debt has been paid, what are you expecting? Shortly, briefly, like 2 sentences. Then we are gone.
Well, now that the debt has been paid, nothing but the best. We just want to see that our lives is being kept on 24/7 as usual, and also ensure that the mistakes that was committed in the past that led us into what we are seeing today is not being repeated.
It's not being repeated.
If you talk about somebody who is improving, is a person who doesn't go back to pick from the mistakes of his past days, but moves ahead and then ensure that those mistakes are not being repeated. There is a saying that there's a word, experience. I don't believe in that though. Experience is never the best teacher. You can actually learn from other people and then use it to correct your steps. You don't have to fall into the fire to see that shishimi before you can take your steps. But even if you fall into the fire, what caused you to find yourself in that? And then you prevent that from happening. And as well ensure that we have people in the energy sector who are not supposed to be there. They know that for themselves. We have people who are there for their tummy. So immediately the money goes instead of it to project into the needful, it goes into extending their belly. And that is why before 4 years they live in pad, they are wearing oversized trousers because their belly the trousers cannot longer contain their belly. And so those people needs to be taken out and thrown into the valley. And then we forge forward as a country. What we need is to see Ghana progress, especially in the energy sector.
Right. Thank you. Rightfully said. Mr. Chambers.
Okay, so shortly I would like to say that this means that we will be expecting a total reduction in Dumso, where we will not have any lights out in this country or power shortage And this will also boost the interest or the confidence level of every investor. I mean, these private companies would have to also have, interest in investing. They know at the end of the day there's no much debt there. Yes, the payment of this 1.47, it doesn't mean that they have cleared everything. But this clearly shows that the foreign investors would have confidence that the government is paying much attention to the energy sector, and they will be willing enough to, invest in it. So my response to that is very so short that we would be expecting so much. We want to see the reality of the money they paid.
Yeah, and make sure that our lights are kept on. Right, you are still tuned into your favorite online radio station. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at GhanaTalks Radio. You can log in and join in the conversation. Right, let's move on to our next topic. So for our next topic, we are going to look at a critical assessment of President Mahama's first year in office. So President John Dramani Mahama marked his first anniversary in office on 7th January 2026, triggering a wave of assessments from different political, civil society and expert voices, ranging from recommendation of microeconomic stability to sharp criticism of government outcome. So let's look at under Mahama's leadership, Ghana recorded notable improvements. So they made some mistakes. They did some things right. So let's look at them all together. Okay. So for the first one, let's look at inflation. So inflation, which was a major headache in previous years, dropped significantly, reaching single digits by the end of 2025, with consistent declines for months. What can you say to that? Now inflation is 5.4%. Yes. Back then it was around 21. So.
Back then we were climbing mountains. Now we are going back.
Yes. President John Dramani Mahama's first year in office, and under his tenure, inflation dropped to a single digits. And I believe and I'm hopeful that it will keep dropping.
Yeah.
Right. What can you say to that?
Well, so from my perspective, the first year of President Mahama to me was quite impressive. We saw him abiding by his promise. The promises he made, he fulfilled almost 50% of them. That has to do with the nuisance taxes of the e-levy, which the MPP brought on board, promising us to construct heaven on earth in Ghana here, constructing roads. They told us that the e-levy is going to be used in developmental projects. In fact, they lied to us to believe them, and then they brought the e-levy, even when Ghanaians were calling them that they should scrap it, because they've taken us for granted. They pumped champagne on national television for us to see. They also cut cake. Yes, that is why they see themselves where they are today.
And they danced.
And they danced on top of it too. So back to what I was saying, he scrapped the e-levy. Yes. And then the betting tax, my investors, you will pray more and more, then you go to bet, and then the MPP government are saying that the amount they've looted is not enough, so they want to take some from the betting tax too. President Mahama came and he said, no, it's very sad, I can't do that. He's been a pathetic dad, he cancelled that also. Now the COVID levy, where they also told us that it's going to be used in building hospitals, solving challenges in our hospitals, because I can't remember a time came where a whole hospital was lacking bed. And so the people were sleeping on bare floor. I saw a video where a woman was even put in a bush because they said there was no bed for her to sleep. Yeah, in Ghana here, no bed. Hey, I said more. People died out of that. President Mahama came and he said, well, COVID levy, no, see who first here, but he cancelled a lot of levies. He made it happen. He told us that he was going to legalize Okada. And then truly to Okada was legalized, and it has created job for the people. One of the most important thing every government that comes on board is looking up to is unemployment. And so he took that off to ensure these people are back on the streets, and not only back, he ensured that they go through some form of training. And I was told that they'll be giving something to identify them if you go through that training. Then you had please, you've gone through that training, and then you are being seen on the street, and also not to violate the rules as well. So the first term of President Mahama is very, very impressive. But don't forget that every government that comes to power, first term is used to fix the mess of other governments before they continue with their promises. And so his first year was used to fix the mess, the debt, and everything of the NPP. We saw how thieves were being located. Hey, as an HRB thieves being located in various institutions like Gifty Owari, becoming a pregnant woman taking money, a disease taking money, and an NSS personnel. That's why we call it a mixture of witchcraft and wizardry. Because somebody who is being employed by the government, you are taking money and you are still taking 700 given to an NSS personnel. If this is not witchcraft, what is it? So we were able to pinpoint all these people. We saw Edu Boyin's case as well. A lot of them. The only thing we are hoping is that the man will be retrieved. The people are going to face the law, because pointing them out is not enough.
It's not enough.
Yeah. So I think the first year of the NDC government has been impressive. It has shown us that the MPP came with code to loot, and they did their best, took whatever they were able to take. But thanks be to God, they're also putting things in place that we are going to retrieve that money as well. So it was good. We are hoping for the best.
Yeah, we're hoping for the best. Mr. Chambers.
Thank you so much. I think I sometimes imagine and look at people who, when they have the opportunity to talk on air, they allow Okada to come out from their mouths. This is something I can't really imagine. But not about that is okay. You see, when you lack points, you bring in certain irrelevant
points of correction.
I'm coming. When you were
points
talking,
of correction,
see,
please.
Can you
correction? I don't know. Points of correction.
Points
of correction.
When you were talking, I was patient.
You see,
I don't know why the NDC communicators are very impatient in listening to people.
Correction.
I think you should come in here. You should come in here.
You're not feeling uncomfortable.
My dear sister,
like
my respected sister. Listen, my respected sister.
True, basically true. Please.
Hi. Why do I always surrender and give you the opportunity to talk? You see, and that is me. Look, before I go into talk about anything, I want to say that, you see, the Okada is something that nobody, if you have ever been to tertiary before, you should not even talk of Okada. Right. You expect to complete university, nursing training, whatever, and they'll throw you to the street to
what did your government do?
No,
it's a
please, I'm coming. Listen.
What did Baobia and Akufo do during your era? Tell me. 2.6 million.
You have promised.
Where is it?
Why when it comes to my time, you want me to be talking on top of my voice? I'm not even feeling fine. Seriously.
Sorry.
You've promised the good people of this country over 1.7 million jobs vacancies in your manifesto. I mean the youth. And you are sitting down here talking about Okada. What a shame. And I am telling you that. I'm coming. Oh, look, I tell you, when it comes to the Okada, provide the youth are looking for jobs.
But Okada is a choice.
Listen, Okada is never a choice. Okada is never a choice, and I want to say that any Ghanaian, I'm coming.
But if it's not a choice, then why do you have Okada riders?
I have a mate from college who is on the street doing Okada, and I tell you, he has no option, but he has to. That was the only available job for him.
And that is because your government didn't create
it. No, I'm coming.
You
talk as if. Wait,
right, Miss Devi. It was fixing your mess. So if you're saying that the person wasn't employed, it's because your government didn't create the jobs.
Thank you.
On the more,
after he's done. Okay.
No.
It's like
don't mind.
I've not even started.
Don't
the interjections are becoming too much.
Continue.
You see, because you're lying.
I'm not lying.
You are lying.
Listen, I am not. Please. You see, you lied here so plenty, but because I want to have you
lied
here.
No, I didn't. I was rather stating the fact.
You're
right, Miss Devi. So when he's done,
you can come in.
Then you come in. Thank you.
You lied at the energy sector, quoted and concocted figures. I didn't bother. Now I am talking and you are interjecting. By the way, I just hope that you keep quiet. Listen. Okada is never a choice. Whoever told you that Okada is a choice, go back and tell the person that Emmanuel Chambers said Okada is never a choice. It is when you don't have any job to do, then you have to go and get a motorbike. Do you know how they even get a motorbike? People give them the motorbike. They ride, then at the end of the day, you go and make sales. You think if I have a work somewhere to do, I'll go and risk my life for the road? Do you know the number of deaths we record? Do you know the number of people that get accident on the road out of Okada? Will you allow your own brother to go and ride Okada on the street?
If he wants to, he can.
I tell you that if there's no job for him, you will allow him to go. There's no job. The end is the youth on the street.
It's a choice. If he wants to ride, I can't stop him.
Enough of this. We should never allow certain things to become a norm or tradition in this country. The youth are shouting for jobs. Okada is not a choice. Okada is when you are pushed and you have nowhere. I am in touch with a lot of Okada boys and I know what I'm talking about.
So are you saying that all the
Okada riders
I
understand some of this.
are also doing that business because
go out there.
So it's not a choice. People are actually making money out of Okada.
I'm not saying they are not making
good
money.
So
I am saying that this is a media house. Go out there. Go to Agbogbloshie and other areas. Interview the Okada guys. Those who are doing the Okada work. You interview them. Bring back the report. I'll be here to discuss it.
Oh, I've had, and I actually know somebody who had an office job.
Just one person.
Left that office job and is now doing Okada because of what he.
When you go and sit in an office that at the end of a month they pay you 500 cedis that you use it on transportation. That is the only job left for you. I am saying that most of the people, I tell you, 90% of the Okada boys on the streets is as a result of the fact that they don't have jobs. That's why they are there. I don't think someone will complete university, nursing training college. You have a job, you've been employed, and you have to go and risk your life on the road. That notwithstanding, that is, look, I understand all this. I'm coming. You see, I always say this. Me, I will criticize when things are wrong, and I always praise when things are right. The reduction in the fuel prices is something I would say that the NDC has done well. The reduction in the dollar, even though the reduction in the dollar is not reflecting in the true life of Ghanaians, but whatever it is, we will give the credit to the government. Whatever it is, we'll give the credit to the government. But you see, where are the flashy policies the NDC promised the good people of this country? The almighty 24-hour economy. It is over here. We have not seen, they have not enrolled the 24-hour economy. Where is the formula developed? One job, 3 people, 3 shifts. 1:3:3. Where is it? These were some of the flashy policies the NDC government, the NDC party, told the good people of this country. Where is the Women Development Bank? You told the women in this country that you are going to create a bank and that will facilitate their businesses in this country. In the 2025 budget, statement, the NDC, the finance minister, stated clearly, and they have allocated a seed fund to commence the Women Development Bank. Where is it? In the 2026 budget statement, did you hear anything about it? Did you hear anything about it? Obviously no. Obviously no. Now, where are the 1.7 million jobs the NDC promised the good people of this country? It's over here. The military, they enroll the applications, the screening, the other, the other security works and all that. We haven't had anything. Even and risking the life of the young ones who want to serve this country into danger. Some of them even end up dying. When it's close to months upon months or year now, we lost the defense minister, and we have not even, the NDC could not even put themselves together to get us a substantive defense minister. It's over here now. The NDC keep praising themselves in the office about the reduction of the dollar. Tell me the positive impact of the dollar. A common farmer sends yams of 100 to the market and cannot make 1,000 Ghana cedis. Some would even go and sell it at 500 Ghana cedis. And you tell me that things are better for the people who who don't want to tell the truth, or things are better for the presidential staffers, things are better for the DCs, things are better for the people who are enjoying under the regime of John Dramani Mahama. But for us who are not part of it, who are not part of the government, for us who are common farmers, I am telling you that things are never better. Go out there and do a lot of survey. I mean, interview people. People will tell you that they are not seeing the impact of the dollar. Look, when MPP took power in 2016, do you know what we did? That's even 2017. Do you know what we did? When there was a ban, the IMF ban on the public sector employment, we uplifted it. And we have to, employ a lot of police into the system. Go back there and check. The Free Senior High School, when we were going into 2016 election, it was one of our flagship policy. And we enroll it. Within the first 3 to 4 months, we enroll it. Tell me one of their flagship policies they have enrolled within the first 5 months. Tell me. None. I know she will come here and lament, sing and praise. And I'm telling you, every viewer listening to her wouldn't even make meaning out of whatever she will come and say. I know right from here she will say something. But I'm telling you that we are suffering. We have not seen anything. Their flagship policies, they have not enrolled anything. They should enroll something and start working. We are waiting for them to enroll a 24-hour economy. The Women Development Bank, we are waiting for them. And so many, 1.7 million jobs. We are looking for them. We want the jobs. We are all hungry. You cannot be enjoying and come to social media, come and sit here and tell us that things are going on well. When my poor father in the house, in the northern region, my poor father in Kukbalegu or wherever is suffering. The person is sending yams or whatever, harvesting his products, send them to farms, what is the market, and they are not buying them. And you come to tell me that things are better in Accra. In Accra, you are the only people enjoying. Those of us from the northern part of Ghana, we are not enjoying. And it is not true. John Dramani Mahama, I can tell you that if I will have to rate John Dramani Mahama over 100, I think I can give him something like 38%. 38% is okay. If I dare my respected lady to tell us one of the policies they have enrolled and they are working towards it, the 1 million coders and all that, I don't even want to talk about it. You should be helping me by your quiet. So far, so bad.
Yes, so it is only ungrateful soul blinded with politics that will always sit and make claims of this government's not doing anything. I guess we went out last week, right? Yes. You went out with me. We spoke to the people. What was their response? The response was that President Mahama was doing best. Please, I beg.
On what?
On your. I didn't interject.
I just want to keep you on track. You didn't interject.
You can't keep me on track, please.
No, I want to keep you on track.
Because you don't know what I'm coming to say after this. So you can't keep me on track. Please, I beg you, let me flow.
Right.
Now, as I was saying, it is only a blinded, ungrateful soul with politics that will say that President Mahama hasn't done anything to this country. Were we sleeping? No. Did I travel out of this country? I was in this country. We saw what happened. Bawumia Akufo-Addo government told us that they've created 2.6 million jobs. And then we have people going on streets demonstrating. If you're talking about a government that have massive demonstration because they were unemployed, it was the NPP government. Even to the extent that mortuary operators, it has never happened in the history. Please, I beg you, let me flow, please. It has never happened in the history of Ghana that mortuary operators went on demonstration. People went on demonstration to the extent that mortuary operators, it should tell you how deep that was. Going on demonstration because your government was not a listening government. You were there because of your tummy, looting government and the state money, taxpayers' money. That was what you did. And then you sit there to blah, blah, blah. No, we are not listening to that. Please, excuse us. Because your government did basically nothing. President Mahama came on board. He stabilized the city. He stabilized the city to the dollar. When your government was on board, what did we see? Skyrocketed of goods, prices of goods and services and stuffs. Today you go to buy a bottle of water at 5 cedis. Not the next day. In a twinkle of an eye, a bottle of water was sold at 30 cedis.
How much did you buy
please,
this?
I beg you,
And
let me
during
please,
how much were you buying the bottle?
Please. A bottle of water was sold at 20 to 15 cedis. What are you telling me? And then you sit there to tell me that President Mahama did nothing. He did very well. He has ignited the hope of Ghanaians because we are losing hope in the NPP government. We are not seeing light. We are seeing darkness. You kept us in darkness. You are telling us that legalizing Okada is what? It's not a business. Are you trying to insult the people on the street?
I'm not insulting. And I tell you that anyone on the street using Okada, the person has no job.
Please, I beg you.
Everyone.
I am telling you that.
SNM, can I mute his mic because I didn't interject when he was talking.
With the interjections, right?
Please. You are telling me that legalizing Okada is not a job. So you're trying to insult my brother on the street, my uncle on the street, my cousin on the street, my friend on the street that is using Okada as a means of livelihood, and you're sitting here telling me that is not a work.
I am saying that no person who has a very lucrative job would go on the street riding motorbike.
Please don't interject me.
Come and let me talk.
Now, when you're talking about unemployment started way back. It was worse during your government.
And I'm saying this according to records. I am saying I speak according to records. The records are showing that.
Mr. Chamberlain.
Let me land. Don't come and interject me and disrupt me from what I want to say, please. Yes, back to point. You're talking about unemployment. Unemployment started way back during your government. People were not employed. If you should fix unemployment, like by now we wouldn't have suffered. Your government was in power for 8 good years. Tell me, how many nurses were they able to employ? How many teachers were they able to employ? How many doctors were they able to employ? If not for wickedness, witchcraft, and wizardry, you sat in power 4 months election, then you employ people. What are you telling me? They should pay them with which money? No well-thinking government will sit in power for 8 good years, and then you're living in power for 4 months, and you're employing people, and you expect the government to do what? The current government should drop from the sky and pay them? No. So you can't tell me what you're saying. So if you're talking about unemployment, it started way back from the NPP government. You're getting me angry, seriously, because you can't sit for 8 good years. The 8 worst years of the NPP in government was nothing. It was nothing but full of grief and tears. People were nagging with their teeth because we were not seeing the light of day. That is what your government did. You did basically nothing. So you cannot sit here and tell me that because Muhammad did this, Muhammad did that. You should know very well. I know, as a politician, you should know very well that any government that comes into power, the first year is being used to fix the mess of the previous administration. And President Muhammad used the first year to fix your mess. The debt you left behind, he covered it for you.
Right.
Things you couldn't do, he did. Please, things you couldn't do, he did it. Right. So if you want to compare, if you want to say what you are saying now, it should be in the 3rd to 2nd year of President Muhammad. You don't sit here and say that.
But I am saying
please,
that.
I beg
Mama,
you.
She's wrapping up.
I beg you. Please, I'm wrapping up. Please.
Good.
You are saying President Muhammad brought out initiatives and he hasn't done it, so he still has 3 years in power. Please, he still has 3 years to go. Please, you talk about the development back, you didn't see it and all that. Please, he still have 3 years in power to go. So the first year was used to fix your mess. So if you are saying this in his 2nd or 3rd year, I will understand. Then I'll be like, well, President Muhammad has been in power for 2 years, but he didn't do it. But this was his first year, so you cannot sit here and tell me what you do not know. Please, let's not sit here and lie to the people. Okay. You said one constituency, tell me. When your government came into power, the promises you made, how many were you able to fulfill? How many were you? Please, how many were you able to fulfill? Nothing. Right. 0 minus 0 plus nothing. That is what you did. Please, don't sit here and lie to the people.
All right, thank you so much.
I'm giving you 1 minute.
Are full of lies. Please
change. You gave her
you spoke, who you are, and it was her turn to speak.
All right. No, she spoke first, and I came in. And you give her the chance again.
So
I am not even going to respond to anything. So the 1 minute, you can make it 0
minutes. You can sit here and lie to the people because we know who you are.
Please. If it's 0 minutes, then let's go ahead.
Statistics has it that the Nana-Addo Bawumia-led government employed 2.3 million youth. I'm coming.
Where are they?
You should be checking. You are immediately.
Yes, I'm telling you because we go on grounds.
That is the problem.
That's the problem. We interview people, and according to them, you people are basically liars.
Listen.
We go out every day. Let me tell you the truth. Whatever you say is never
I am speaking to recourse.
Sometimes you should go on grounds and speak to the people yourself to know, because whatever you people brings on board is basically full of lies, nothing but lies.
Are you aware she has taken on the whole of
right? Let's read some comments.
You can. I'm coming.
Right. Let's read some comments.
Please, you can see it.
This is from Sly.
We are above that.
This is from Sly. Bawumia was not a serious person, and never would he be.
He was the cheapest candidate for the NDC. We are waiting for him again in 2028. This time, it will be worse than before. Trust me. This is coming from Sly from Kwabenya, from the Greater Accra region. We also have from Iradekasa. Ima, the ladies are giving you a difficult time. It is very difficult to defend the NPP lately, my brother. Wow.
Can I go on?
Yes, go on.
All right. Statistics has it that the NPP employed 2.3 million, youths. If you sit here and you have the current government who has ruled this country for years, and you cannot tell us the quota, the percentage of the people he has employed, and you keep on shouting that he has employed people and whatsoever, then you are not making any meaningful submissions. So I want her to tell us what is the quota. She can go online. You are a media person going online. If someone has been employed as immigration, whatever, they have picked someone into a sector, and you go on the street to ask whether the people were employed. If you go on the street to ask someone who has not been employed, definitely what answer will you expect from the person? But I'm saying that the statistics has it that within 6 years, the NPP government, Nanadu Bawumia government, employed 2.3 million youths. If you have anything to challenge, speak to it. I think this is more of an official way we are, talking to the public. And whatever we put out here, we should have evidence to it. Right. Whatever you are saying here, there are no evidence to it. So please, if you say that John Dramani Mahama has done what and what, I am telling you that Heaven Will Live was in 2017. Heaven Will Live in this country was in 2017. You understand? We voted against John Dramani Mahama because he was the worst performing president ever Ghanaians ever had. In 2016, I'm coming. You took
ever when you came into power, right?
Today we would have everyone supporting the NDC or the John Dramani Mahama because they feel like things are better than in 2024. Ghanaians sometimes they forget. But if you can sit back and reflect your mind way back to 2016, 2015, I tell you on authority that you will never praise this man. I never has dreamed that John Dramani Mahama will become the president of this country. John Dramani Mahama. No,
so
that's why I said I never.
And he's here to fix the mess you've caused.
I think your interjections are
right. We have President Mahama now, so you can't lie to us,
Miss
please.
Devi.
You can't lie,
Devi. I beg you.
No, he made a statement.
No,
he said
I beg
we are
you.
media people. We should check. So
you can check. You can tell me the figure.
Yes, I just want to tell you something that you see, you're contradicting yourself.
That you don't
go.
2.3.
Wait, you don't go out
right, it's
to
okay.
interview people who are unemployed. How will you know?
It's okay.
You go out. No, you don't do that. See, if we see this year, sometimes surveys are not real. You go.
What survey? I'm saying that when you employ someone,
it's okay.
Hello.
2.3 million people.
According to statistics, not survey. I didn't say survey.
We don't just sit here and say
Miss Debbie, Mr. Chambers, it's okay. Right.
I never mentioned survey.
All right.
I never mentioned. I said statistics. Yes. Thank you. I said statistics.
It's okay.
According to the people, your government never employed.
No, I didn't say according to the people. Please.
It was ghosts. It was ghosts they were employed and they paid them.
Please,
and that ghost money
I have to correct this.
Your microphones are off.
Okay, fine. I have to
because you wouldn't you won't listen to me.
You have about other topics. No. Listen, I think I'm not fairly treated well. And I need to say it. I have to say this. I have never mentioned survey. Please, you listen to it. You can play it. But I said according to statistics.
You said
please, I am a student.
It's okay.
I said statistics.
I said statistics. Statistics survey. It's fine. It's okay.
Christ.
Whichever you said, it's okay.
It's okay. Statistics.
Let's move on, please. Let's look at our last topic briefly. And I think with that one, you'll be speaking a lot more on that, Mr. Chambers, because it's coming from your camp. So the NPP internal politics and preparation and your campaign messages. How is the preparation going so far? Who are you?
I didn't
before
get
that,
it. I didn't get it.
Who are you? Who are you rooting for? How is the preparation going? Sorry.
It's okay.
Take your time. Your breath.
I'm fine.
Breathe out.
Don't worry. It takes time.
Sorry.
Can I correct something before?
No.
All right. So so far so good. The House of NPP in attempt to hold election, the internal election in 31st this month. So far, the preparation is ongoing, and we are hoping that things will end very well. I can clearly say that it's been very peaceful, even though there are some political comments, jabs, and all that. And it is normal. If you have ever witnessed any of the internal politics in any of the internal elections in this country, you will know that jabs and other political comments are always the order of the day. But in any case, the grounds are, I mean, fertile for the three candidates, and I don't know.
Three?
For the three candidates, any of them can.
They're actually 5.
There are 5, but I'm saying the 3 because
don't.
I am speaking. No, the other ones, I don't even. They know.
No,
they know.
I think that would be unfair.
Okay,
so there are 5 aspirants.
The grounds are fertile for 3 of them, and the 2 are also backing up, and which they need to do more.
So who are you rooting for?
Honestly, to talk about the MPP primaries, I don't have an anointed candidate.
Oh.
I have my reasons.
Or you don't want to declare on air?
Indeed, I'm a delegate, but I have my reasons for being quiet. Initially, I began communicating for Dr. Brian Achampon, but somewhere along the line, I decided to remain reticent and communicative based on 1 or 2 reasons. But whatever the reason could be, I think it's personal reason to my very own self, and I keep that to myself. But you see, when we come to talk about the MPP primaries and the way things are going, I would say that certain comments they pass by certain camps is quite unfortunate. Quite unfortunate. I listened to Canada Japan and then this man known as Sticker. The way they make certain comments in public, the attacks, is unfortunate. MPP as a political party, if you read around it very well, one thing the MPP party is known for is that it's a national party. The MPP party is also a party that welcomes everybody, irrespective of your background, your political or whatever, I mean your religious or tribal, I mean, lines. MPP welcomes everyone. And that is why it's the party for the street boys. And that is why it's the party for the women, and that is why it is the party for the voiceless. And so if you have to go on social media to attack someone and even say that, oh, don't vote for this candidate because the candidate is coming from northern part of Ghana or is from Volta region, he's not qualified to lead the country, I don't think that is best. Whatever it is, Northerners are also people, right? And so I think we need to be very careful of certain comments. I want to tell the family of MPP that this is not the end of the road. 2028 is our dream. For me, the very reason I am not talking, the reason I am quiet is because I have no much interest in these primaries. My interest is in 2028.
2028.
So if you go out and tarnish the image of one candidate, and that candidate is an anointed candidate by God, and that candidate is a candidate every delegate wants, when the person is finally elected, what do you do? Can you come back? Me, whoever wins, I am going to support. And that is why I would like to say that we are the young ones. Those who are the elders of this party, the MPP party, they must be careful of certain comments they put out there. Those comments will harm them. For me, if MPP did not win, I can still go back to my farming or whatever work I'm doing. Even when MPP ruled 8 years, I can't boast of anything from that party. Those who are enjoying, they are those who are even destroying. So if you have enjoyed, you knew and you have tasted power and you know the interest of it, and that instead of you to be mindful of what you say, you rather come and say certain things that would distract the party and say certain things that would distract the floating voters, that's unfortunate. So there should be more of projecting the work of the MPP. There should be more of projecting their own selves. The candidates should tell the Ghanaian people, the delegates of the MPP, what they can do and what they are willing to do and what they will do for the entire Ghana.
Right.
And not, I mean, throwing jabs, insulting and all that. Peace, as we see, there's a very big crack in MPP.
Yes.
And we need to mend that crack. And so if we should go on with the
use
insults,
this platform to advise them. Look in the camera here.
and so if we should yes, so if we should go on with the jabs, the insults, this person is a Muslim, he's not fit to lead the country. This person is a Christian, he's not fit to lead the country. This tribal bigotry should be something we should condemn. That can at least set this political party NPP back. If not, if we don't take a close look of our jobs, our comments, what happened in 2024 was even best. The worst will happen in 2028.
Amen.
Which we are not praying for. I believe that whatever it is, we must get a reliable, a trusted candidate. We have seen where the grounds, we have seen that the delegates wanted one particular person. I am not here to mention the person's name. Please, the MPP presidential aspirants, win the heart of the delegates. Don't insult, don't attack. You are the elders of the party. We the young ones are watching you. Once you destroy it, we'll run away.
We run away.
But if we keep it, we will support you, we'll always campaign for you, and we'll make sure that you get the power and every Ghanaian child enjoy. Me, I am not into politics because I want the development of myself. I am into politics because I want the development of a common person on the street. And I think NPP is the best party to help a common person on the street.
Right.
Therefore, I want to say that NPP welcomes everyone. That should be in the mind of every aspirant. NPP is, the motto is development in what? Freedom. And that, if you read it through and you understand the development in freedom, it is not a development by an individual. I should have gone on.
No, your
but
time
the thing is
up.
that she will not even say much because
Your time is
that
up.
is not her political party. What at all are you going to say?
Your last words, Mr.
Is that that's not my last words, please?
No, your last words.
Okay,
Miss.
your
You've
last words.
spoken like 30 paragraphs, and that's what your last words.
What again do you want to
What
say?
again do you
I
want
have
to
something
say?
to say. I want to
You already
acknowledge
told
someone.
them what you are supposed to. So I feel like the MPP is kind of a way too much washing their dirty lining in public.
We say MPP is fake.
In public.
That was from Mr. Frimpong. I don't know if you saw it on City News. Yes.
Yeah.
He said
I saw
MPP
it.
is fake,
So
and you've already sanctioned him right now. No, after he said the truth to you people.
He said MPP is fake. Yeah.
That's
So
what he said.
I think the MPP is washing their dirty lining in public too much. There is already division in the party, and so going in forward to choose their flag bearer. I saw an interview yesterday, and it was basically true. Go for someone who has the people at heart, the grassroots at heart, and Ghanaians at heart. Someone is not somebody who will come and sit and exalt everybody. Somebody who doesn't know like basic manners and all that. They know themselves in the party. They should look forward to that. I'm only hoping the best for their party, because the hope is already lost, but it can also be revived.
Right. Your last words, 30 seconds.
Well, I want to use this platform to acknowledge one humanitarian member of parliament, the MP for Willisi constituency, Honorable Stanley Yaunandaya. He's very much up to his task. He's doing very well, and he's having the constituents at heart. He's going every extreme to make sure that every child in that constituency smiles. And I would always and at all times say that the good people of that constituency should always give him that benefit of doubt. See, he's doing so well. If you compare his constituency to other constituencies, you will understand that as an independent MP and going that extreme, he's doing so well. He's in touch with the youth. He's in touch with the people. And so those who are still doing politics, those who are still attacking him, those who are still writing things on platforms and still campaigning against him, campaign is over. Allow the gentleman to rule. He's a gentleman that was directed and appointed by God to go and lead his people. Other than that, he would have given up when the NDC decided against him in the primaries. But God still told him to go ahead. He will win. He went and won on the ticket of the independent. And he is doing so well. If you have met this person in person as I'm talking, you will know that the man is doing very well. So I want to say that the people in that constituency should give him that necessary support.
Should give him the support. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. B. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel Chambers. I'm not done. Give her a handshake.
No.
Give her a handshake.
I'm not really happy with that.
Good. Thank you so much. We had an interesting conversation right here. Thank you to our honorable guests and thank you to our online listeners. Thank you so much for interacting with us on the morning show. Thank you. We'll meet same time tomorrow. Do have a lovely day.
Are you ready to amplify your business?